Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk. Mostly drunk. Always encouraged, but never mandatory. I am your host, Jedi Master Grayson, and I am joined by your favorite cousin, Bill. How you doing?
What's the name of this show?
This is the Drunk Banthas podcast.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. I set them up, you knock them down. Welcome, guys.
I'm doing good, by the way.
Oh yeah, I didn't even let you answer the question.
Well, I didn't answer. There's nothing that you did. I totally just drove right over your shit like you were a squirrel in the road.
Hey, there's a lot of roadkill on this episode of the podcast. So
I killed the rose.
A lot of you kills the rose.
Yes.
Oh, see. Guys, we have a great show for you tonight. We are talking about so much. We are talking about Grotesquerie.
So
we are talking Agatha
All
Along. We are talking the Penguin.
Penguin.
And as always, we're talking shit.
We talking shit.
We are talking shit. Oh, the comments.
Yeah, today I'm not joined by Jedi Master Grayson. We should have changed your name to Alex Summers. That's right.
Alex Summers. Nah, he's a lame-o.
Poor Frisco Summers.
Poor Frisco Summers.
Yo, go check out the Poor Frisco album on all everything. It's on everything. It's available on everything.
It is on Spotify and the Apple Musics. All those things. Oh, what's that sound mean, Bill?
You know what that sound means, Alex?
What does that mean?
It means that someone has joined the show on the Bantha Buzz show.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But that's because people hit the doorbell. It's connected to the door. And they hit the doorbell, and then they're in here. But I'm being rude because, we got a knock at the door. A doorbell ringeth. It ringeth. Welcome to the stage. It's your boy, Luca Falcon. Otherwise known as Jeff.
Thank you. So kind, so generous. I did not laugh at all when I saw certain optical wear.
Yo, yeah, show those off, man. Like, how's that feeling, man?
It feels so good. I got contacts specifically so I could wear this costume, and I haven't been able to take it off. Haven't been able to take it off. I've been wearing this for 4 days straight. It smells very bad.
Yeah.
Is that because the zipper got stuck? You can't take the contacts out, or is this a choice?
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, that sounds about right.
His pants just came in, and he tried it all on, and well,
here I am.
Why ruin a good thing, man?
But there is as always, there is a rhyme to our madness, or rhyme to this reason. I just want this costume is to remind you that we're going to be having some Comic-Con coverage. We're going to be releasing our video of our Comic-Con experience at LA Comic-Con. That's going to be coming out next Friday. But also, just to remind you that it's the spookiest time of the year. Next
with the superhero there is.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Clearly, the creepiest X-Men is Scott Summers. But next Monday, we will be dropping our Doesn't Hold Up episode of Idle Hands. So you guys check that out. It's going to be a creepy good time. And the last week of October, we're going to be doing a Doesn't Hold Up episode where we talk about Hellboy 2019. In case you're wondering. David Harbour one.
Not looking forward to it, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, the Perlman version? Why are you even asking? We all know.
Yeah.
But 2019, that's a
It'll
be a different sort of question.
It'll be the most recent Does It Hold Up movie that we've done so far.
Yeah. Actually, it will.
No, yeah, because we did Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that's where my mind went too. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
but-
did Captain Marvel, but that was
That was more so
before.
because people hate
Women.
Brie Larson.
Oh yeah, also yes.
But you know, people hate women. But yeah, like my thing is, if you hating on Joy Taylor on the internet, telling her she's ugly, or like any of these other ladies, I'm just talking about the people who I've heard talk about the death threats that they've gotten and the vape threats that they've gotten. I'm like, yo, seriously? You are either just trolling and you're a sick person who's just a sick individual, or you are evil. You are just an evil human being.
Yeah.
When you tell a beautiful woman on the internet that she is ugly and that you would vape her, that is wild.
And you got some serious hate in your heart. Yeah, I mean, it's
do.
wild out there on the internet.
The internet is crazy, son. I'll be getting my feelings hurt.
And now I will say, you said Alex said you hate women. Bill said you hate Brie Larson. I'll say if you hate the first Captain Marvel, a lot of them it's because they hate Brie Larson. If you hate the Marvels, a lot of them that's because they hate women, and a lot of them are because they saw the movie.
Can be true.
Honestly, that's fair. I can see why people didn't like the Marvels.
Consider the
but
Marvels
also,
a Marvel Captain Marvel movie. I don't.
No. They Batman versus Superman did. They were just like, instead of giving Superman his sequel, let's put him together with somebody who's more popular.
Non-nerd yards. What up? What up? We said poor Luca Falcone.
Oh man.
Gone for a day.
I had my day in the sun.
Gone for a day.
It's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. Right?
That applause was for Nine, by the way.
No, fuck you.
Shout out to
I would have been the best Don.
Shout out to Gers and Purrs. So hey, man. And shout out to everybody who is watching on all the platforms, Drunk Banthas channel, Nerds at Night, and over there on Twitter, Nerd. What is it? Nerds_Nite. That's right. Nerds_NITE on Twitter. Go check us out. I don't think that's in the description yet for some reason, but go check it out.
Water followers.
Yeah, like guys, thank you so much for
watching. My Twatter game up.
Thanks to all of the guys, to everyone who is viewing tonight. We have a lot going on. Before we get into our first segment of the night, I just wanted to say real quick that our review of Blink Twice will be coming out Friday. I know it's been taking a long time for me to put that together, but yeah, like that's going to be coming out this Friday. It is a review of the film and also how it is relating to some of the recent news that have been coming out about some certain celebrities who may or may not have been abusing women in the same way that the main character of Blink Twice was. I guess spoilers, but yeah, check that out. That's going to be this. Yeah, honestly,
might be apropos considering something we were talking about just earlier in this episode.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. That's why I muted myself so I wouldn't interrupt you. Did you hear that?
But yeah, definitely check out that review this Friday if you're interested in that film. But let's move on to our first segment of the night.
I'm gonna say I saw that film on opening night. Check out the review. This was one of the more interesting and unique films I've seen, and I'd say years.
You're talking about Blink Twice, right?
Blink Twice. Yeah.
Hostage film.
Hostage film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blink twice if you need help.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Tomato. Yeah.
It is weird. And like I talk about this in my review, but I'm it's weird how apathetic the response to the film was when it first came out. And then like the Diddy stuff started coming out, and then more people started like having different reactions to it.
All of you big dick deviants.
I think it also flew under the radar for a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people were aware, one, that it existed, and two, that it was coming out.
Yeah. like I knew that it existed and that it was coming out, but I didn't even know that Zoe Kravitz was directing. And so, like, it was a weirdly like under the radar film to have so many very popular actors attached to it. But
not just directed, she also wrote it.
Yeah, she co-wrote it with her buddy. I can't remember what her name is.
There's a lady.
It's a lady.
E.T. Oof. I'm sorry for what I'm about to do to your name. E.T. Feigenbaum.
Oh yeah, no, I think you're good. You know what?
That sounds right. That sounds like a name. Sounds like a real name.
Great job. Fucking amazing job, actually.
But we're going to move on to our first segment of the night. We are going around the corner to Jeff's comic book corner.
They're eating the dogs.
Oh, wrong one.
Yeah, that's.
Oh.
Not quite.
Oh, that's not what y'all wanted. That's not what you...
that might be the best intro I've ever had.
Shout out to everybody who contributed to that.
Oh God.
I'd like to thank the Academy. But yeah, like what's going on in Virgil's world, Hefe?
Not much, just a nice simple issue. I think there was a picnic and that was the end. Yeah. All right, wrap up music.
And nothing really. Yeah,
just do the music.
So we are on to issue 6, which is actually the last issue in this run, season 1 of Static. And it again picks up like pretty much every issue. It's picked up right where we left off, which is surprising because the cover is incredibly misleading. The cover makes it look like Verge and Hotstreak are fighting together against the Men in Black. And in fact, they're not. Hotstreak is gone. So we actually open up in the the big facility that they have broken into. And we see Richie and Frida, and they're in the server room and they're trying to get the information, but they're saying how it's hard and they can't get it, like it's hardwired in or something. It's just, shockingly, 2 high school children cannot hack a government black site. Who would have thunk? But then we get the 2 of them just, they overhear the Men in Black, like the soldiers, the stormtroopers, basically. And there's just something telling them like, hey, get to the holding cells, go, go, go. And then we just get an image of Frida and Richie just looking into the camera, basically, and just being like, oh no, that's where Darius was. So just real quick setup for page 1. Then it cuts to Virgil with Darius and Daisy and a couple other of Bang Babies while he's staring down a group of Bang Babies that are, well, as we saw in the last issue, they're ready to take him out. They're like, well, government's going to give me money to kill you, so I can trust the government. Why not? So Virgil gives them this speech and everything. He's like, no, we can't do that. We gotta, they're disappearing people. You can't trust them. Why don't we all just, and then the girl who's like the leader of the bad Bang Babies is like, she says, and I just thought it was so great. She says, what? Calm down, hold hands, sing Imagine, which obviously just a callback to all those stupid fuck celebrities that tried doing that. And it was amazing. It was, oh man. That was almost as good of a swing and a miss than, what's that?
Sorry, we're trying to pull it up right now. For some reason,
you got nothing to apologize for.
No,
I'm about to go off on a tangent.
I was apologizing for interrupting your tangent, but we're going to be pulling it up in just a second. I don't know why.
Yeah, no worries. So it, like I was going to say, that Imagine thing with all the celebrities on it singing, it was like, I'd say the second biggest swing and a miss, and that's only because Pepsi came up with Kylie Jenner plus Pepsi can stop racism and police brutality. And that one was just, oh boy, that was extra special, amazing. By the way, if you haven't seen it, check out the full commercial because it's even worse. So anyway, back to the comic. So that girl makes that awesome joke, and then they all start going after Verge. And we see this one guy who, like, his arms just turn into energy blades, like pink lightsabers, but a little bit bigger. I don't know. Another one of them turns into like a bird girl, like a harpy, and starts flying over there. One of them just like becomes, I don't know, like an astral projection version of themselves. So I mean, they're bang babies. They all start throwing out some crazy weird powers and start flying over to attack Virgil. Now Verge is like telling Darius and the other, he's like, Darius, get the good babies out of here. And, you know, like, we'll run for it. And he starts trying to fight him. But while he's trying to, like, tell Darius, like, get him out. I mean, shockingly, when you turn your back on a bunch of superpowered baddies, they sucker punch you. So immediately, Verge is just getting thrown around, you know? Harpy Girl kicks him into a wall. Then she throws, like, a sonic attack, which knocks him back basically into, like, a big snake man with arms who's about to bite him. But Verge, you know, starts from considering how badly he was getting his ass kicked an issue and a half ago, he somehow figured out all his powers. So, hey, cheers to Verge. Okay. So he's flipping around, he's doing all this stuff. And then the girl in charge is like, has a side comment where she's yelling at this dude who, do you guys remember Batman Beyond? And so it's Batman Beyond when he's facing like their version of the Fantastic Four, and there's the big magma monster. Well, it's basically that, but a guy made of like neon light. So that guy is like, he doesn't want to fight, but she's sitting there and she's like, if you don't fight, we're going to come after you next. So he starts fighting Virgil. But then Verge starts talking and like connecting with the guy. He's like, hey, aren't you, what was the guy's name? He goes, Derek Barnett. Aren't you the same guy that like set up basketball for the kids after school so they'd have somewhere to go? And now, you know, we got big neon monster man trying to like, I am, but like grandma's out of a job and, you know, we can't do it on our own. And the government offered to pay us lots of money and all this stuff. And I mean, it's trite and it's cliche, but at the same time, it is also pointing out like, I mean, people are hurting and the government is taking advantage of them. Which, I mean, I'm not sure if you guys know that, but that is a pretty common thing. Anyway, so we keep going and Verge is fighting them all again. And like two of them are trying to, yeah, that's exactly where I'm at. So two of them are trying to like go after Darius and the other kid's trying to run away. And Verge is, you know, trying to shock them while also trying to avoid Blade Baby. I don't know what else to call that kid. And he's real, like, while he's doing this, we get his little thoughts, his little thought boxes. And he's still sciencing the hell out of it. He's like, oh, wait, those are energy weapons. It kind of resonates like the same way like my electricity does. If only I had a way to channel it, maybe I could take this guy out. And then there's literally just one panel of Frida like, static! And she throws a baseball bat to him. And then he catches it and he's like, all right, this'll work. Yep. And he lights up the bat and he takes out Blade Baby's blade hands and they go back to normal hands because science. So it keeps going. And then we get another scene where it's the Blade Baby's on the ground and he's freaking out because he's like, oh shit, Stack's about to, you know, fuck me up. And but Virgil doesn't. He stops and like he reaches out towards him. He's like, what, you thought I was gonna hurt you? You're on the ground. You're beat. I'm not gonna beat you down while you're already defeated. And he's like, you know, we gotta stand together. And then he goes into just a crazy superhero speech where he's like, listen, they're trying to divide us, they're trying to use us. They need to Othelia said, they used to call me Static, now they call me Batman. Fantastic. I fucking love it. So Verge gives a superhero speech, but it's it's on point and it's right. He's talking about how like, hey, you're trying to work for these government guys because they're gonna like give you money or whatever. But the fact is, they're just using you. They're using all of us. And like, there's no way they can beat us if we stand together. Like you think, and like he even points out, like, you think they're gonna pay you? No. The second they get what they want, you're fucked too. So anyway, then the big bats, Men in Black, like he talks over the radio and he's like, oh, nice try, but this world isn't for people banding together. It's for the strong and capitalism and all this shit. And he sends in his stormtroopers, and like they get there, and Verge immediately just like zaps him. He's like, nope, just stop. Not yet. I'm not gonna let you guys through. And but the Man in Black is still like, what are you guys gonna do? You got nothing. There's nothing you can do. And that's when Richie's like, now might be a good time to point out that while we can't take any of the data, it is directly below us in hard drives. And then Virgil's like, got it. Got my idea. So he pops like all the remaining glucose, and we get this again dope scene. I know I say at each issue, I can't get over how much I love the art in this book. So Verge takes all of the glucose and then just shuts the place down. I mean, he electricity into everything to the point where like he can feel it moving in the wires, and he can literally feel it melting all of their hard drives and stuff, so that all the info they got on the Bang Babies means nothing. So I mean, obviously doing that also like puts the lights out and everything. And then we get this great scene where Verge is just in the dark. It's pitch black, and Verge is just lighting it up, and he just looks at the stormtroopers and goes, and he parrots what the Man in Black agent dude was saying earlier, and he goes, so now you have two choices. And then it cuts away from there. And it's just an obvious scene where it's like, okay, he beat them. But it cuts back to his house, and his parents are talking to him, and they're like, hey, are you sure you want to do this? Like, even with the goggles and the mask, like people are going to see you out there. And Verge is like, first off, outside Agent Jones and Hot Streak, we to all the rest of them, we just look the same. And then he goes into this big spiel about how like, and the fact is like, I need to do this. I've got this power, and I need to do something with it. And also like, I need people to feel like they're not alone, because that was the worst part for me, was I felt so alone. But when I finally told you guys, you were all there for me. And that's when we get this scene with Verge's dad just hugging him, telling him he's proud of him, he loves him. And also we're going to start training you how to beat ass again. So after this, we get Verge getting ready to go out and do some stuff. And we see like the nightly news is like, the Bang Babies are back, and they're fighting the police, and they destroyed a building. No, back one. And one more. That one. Nope. One more. Anyway. Back. There you go. And that's when Verge cuts into it. And he actually he hijacks their stream, and that's when we get what we see here. And this is where Verge is taking over the news and is like, no, I'm not letting them write this story. They can say what they want, but the fact is, we were peaceful protesters. We got gassed. And you know what? They're saying we're angry. Well, guess what? We are angry. We've been attacked. We've had people kidnapped, no due process. And he's like, and you know what? And we have every right to be angry. But the fact is that angry doesn't mean dangerous. Anger is just like a source of energy that we can use. And we're going to use it to right the wrongs and, fight for justice and go team. And he's basically just like, I'm static and I'm here to fight for the people. And then we get a couple panels of that Agent Jones guy from before. He's like, oh, give me a break, this kid. And then we get someone that we don't see just talking to him and just like, oh, really? You think that you're still in control? And just darkness starts taking over the screen and starts taking over Agent Jones. And this guy, the way he's talking, it seems like he was the guy that was being held captive that we didn't know about and didn't see before, that broke out. And while he's terrifying the hell out of Agent Jones, he's just asking, where's my brother? And then after that panel, we just get everyone back at the Hawkins household. You know, just all the people that are a part of this now coming together, having a good family meal, which I love because, I mean, big Italian family, that's how you connect with people, is over food. So they're all talking about it, and Verge gets a little dee, 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 and it's just, all right, turns out there's a bang baby in trouble. So Verge gets up, leaves the table, and we see him flying off in his new static outfit and just getting ready to go save some people. And that is the end of season 1 of Static.
Sorry, we were muted. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That is crazy. I'm gonna give you the.
Thank you.
That's for you and for Verge.
Especially for Verge.
Especially for Verge. Yeah, it's like 60-40.
Yeah. But I gotta say, I love how much. So this came out in 21, 22. I don't remember. Hang on. This came out in 20. So that last issue came out March 1st, 2022. And I know it's a little bit after, the BLM marches and everything, but I just love how much like they pulled into that. And I love how much they it's art, it's a metaphor. And I just thought they did a great job with it.
Yeah, lean in.
Yeah, it was definitely, I really enjoyed the arc for Virgil in these comics that you've been presenting us with, man. Like it's been such a great journey with this character, and like you mentioned, the art is spectacular, and yeah, like I want to just go ahead and dive into this comic myself eventually.
Well, good news, there is one other season, so 6 more issues after that. You can check it out on your own. If anyone does want to read the next iteration, it is though not called Static Season 2. It is called Static Shadows of Dakota. So feel free to find that.
Okay.
Yo, I saw at Comic-Con this like Dread superhero. His name was
like Judge Dredd?
No, like
had dreads.
Dreads, yeah. He had dreads.
Okay.
Are you sure it wasn't just a predator?
Maybe his name was Locks. I don't know. He had dreads. But I only
wait. Did he have a green, white, and yellow costume?
I think so. But like a lot of it.
That's My Hero Academia.
Is that what that is? I don't know.
Oh, is it?
There's a hero with dreads from My Hero Academia who his power is he can lock and unlock things, but like anything. He's actually a pretty cool character.
Huh.
Cool.
Yeah,
shout out to him.
Was this a Comic-Con? When you met this person? Bill?
Me? What?
Yeah. Was this
I saw the comic book. I just saw
the comic book. Oh, sorry. I
met the person. I don't know what you met all the people I met. I ain't seen nobody without not one person that I see. That's why I thought talking to him. I was like, I'm not gonna answer that. Like, he's clearly not talking to me. Because his
hero name is Lock.
Lock? That's who I'm thinking about? Okay. Well,
or Rock. There's multiples.
Lock, pop, lock, and drop it.
Rock. Anyway, but he's a pretty cool hero. His let's see.
He looks crazy, man.
His quirk is Lockdown.
Oh, what's going on with that dude, man?
You know what comic you're going to be covering now that this is all wrapped up? Do you know what's going to be next for Jeff's comic book corner?
I do not, but I liked your idea last week of instead of covering an entire one, just kind of doing one, maybe two of something and then moving on to give us a lot more flavor and really get some fun ones brought in there.
Okay. Yeah. Like, do you have any like idea? Well, you know, I'm not going to
do not. Thank you for asking.
Yes, You asking too many questions, dog.
Also, real quick, lockdown allows him to immobilize any non-living thing he's touched, stopping it in a fixed location in space. It can be overwhelmed by enough force, and it cannot be applied to large areas. By touching, and his ultimate move is by touching a nearby surface and performing a 180 spin with his hand, he can secure his immediate area down in a point of space. My hero does some really crazy, weird things with different powers. They use a lot of them in ways you wouldn't think. It gets pretty interesting.
Yeah, no, that was detailed. That was almost like spoiler alert.
That's one of the heroes. That's cool.
I really wanted to watch My Hero. One day I'll dive into
in not this Saturday, but the Saturday after. Every single episode will have its subbed and dubbed version on Crunchyroll.
Okay, I think it's already on Hulu though.
It is, but Crunchyroll. So like the last season just finished, and it's the final season, and Crunchyroll has it up to date. And the dubbed versions are 2 weeks back, so you got to wait 2 more weeks to get the final episode in English.
Oh shit! Okay. Yeah, I need to catch up, guys. If you guys want to hear us talk about My Hero, let me know. We can do that. But we should move on to our next subject of the night. We're talking about
Sex's Grotesquerie.
That's right. Episode 5 and 6 just dropped.
That was something smooth right there, boy. We had the snaps and the grotesquerie. Is producer Penny doing her job? Is that what's happening?
For once in her life, she's actually
shout
doing
out
her
to
job.
producer Penny, man.
Producer P. Yeah, we're talking grotesquerie.
She's been working harder since they found out that
they're eating the dogs.
She's been working a lot harder, coincidentally.
Yeah, she's working with fear. But before we get into the nitty gritty, because we got 2 short episodes.
Yeah, first of all, shout out to Othelius in the chat. What's good? And he said the drunk Banthas had is dope.
Second that.
Gotta be talking about yours because I don't have a hat on.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I feel like
this
went well
new,
with the
right.
Yeah, this is new.
The hat.
It fits.
Yeah,
and he's wearing the X-Men joint.
Yeah, I feel like it accented the yellow and the X-Men. So
there we go. Let's get it done. Why don't we use this angle? Well, why don't we ever use this angle? We're just wasting time.
Question: is the hat snapback or strapback?
Snapback.
It is snapback. It is snapback.
Good. God, strapbacks are just like, ugh.
You're not a fan of
get it.
Your hair
gets we get it. You wear boat shoes and you love mowing your lawn.
Right. My hair gets stuck in it. You know?
Oh yeah, like the Velcro.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You must be a skinhead if you like wearing the strap back.
There's always complications going on back here. So I'm not a snob in any way. Like I'll wear any kind of hat. But you can find this at the Drunk Banthas merch store. That's where I got this one.
Yep.
But
real shit.
We are talking about grotesquerie. What were your initial thoughts on this one, Luca?
Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
You're doing so much just to get the last fucking episode released for Halloween. And now you throw 2 30-minute episodes at us. Like, don't get me wrong, they were good episodes, but just get a little bit of just conformity going. Like, make it make sense. Okay. That being said, good episodes. The formatting is bullshit. The content is good.
Okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying. For sure.
Yeah, no. I'd agree with that wholeheartedly. Also, the content has gotten weird. content got weird. I was pretty much weirded out after like episode 3. Like 3 when she busted out of the hospital with Travis Kelce. Yo, that was
Oh yeah,
that was wild.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was like, so was this his dream? Is this real? Is it fake? Unfortunately, I watched episode 4 before I watched episode 3, thinking it was episode 3. So I knew that it was real and was even more confused, believe it or not. Because I was like, oh my God, what is going on? I was like, I'm going to have to watch this again. So yeah. It's getting weird, man. And also, who is not a fucking suspect? Jesus.
Yeah, like, yeah. I
don't think her daughter is.
Okay, you know what?
Throw that one out.
Good.
I would love it
That's
if
a good
her
one.
daughter
And
ended up being the
clearly it's, you know what? I said, me and Alex were joking. I said this off pot. We were watching. I said, what if Marshall is just getting up during the I didn't say he was the killer. I just said, like, what if he's just like actually just getting up every night because he knows they're short staffed, so he just gets up every night, just walks around the whole hospital. He's just like,
you do push-ups.
I don't know why, but the image that went in my mind that is the funniest thing on earth is just like an image of him with, like, you know, the gown wide open in the back, and he's just eating like a sandwich cut in triangles. He's just taking a bite out of it.
Yeah.
And just standing there just like,
yes. Yeah. To me, that's exactly what he's doing. That's exactly what his life is right now. He's just like, well, I don't want to go home. That wasn't working out. And this white lady keeps jerking me off. So
that's pretty nice.
This white lady keeps jerking me off, and I don't even have to talk to her. I used to have to talk to her.
Nothing.
So I think I'm gonna keep seeing how this plays out. I think I'm just gonna. Then he got that bed sore, so he's probably not feeling that too much longer.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta commit if you're gonna.
Yeah, maybe he's killing me, but he's the only other person who's not killing people.
Yeah,
I do think he's like walking around at night though, eating yogurt and cheese sandwiches.
I do definitely feel like he's waking up by the end of this season, but I feel like
that or he's dying, just like in his sleep, and then Lois just has a breakdown.
Roll Tide.
Oh yeah,
he go die.
And like Miss Red, Rose,
Nurse Red.
Yeah, Nurse Red. She's probably gonna have a breakdown too, because obviously she feels very strongly towards him.
She might unalive herself after that.
She might
has a breakdown after all the beatdowns.
Dude,
my initial thought on this one is that I feel like this show has become my idol. Like, I feel like this like, because
you hate it.
Huh?
You hate it, but you can't stop watching.
Watching.
Like it's becomes like because of the
last 2 episodes.
Yes, the last 2 episodes, and well, the whole show on the whole, and
couldn't have been at the first 2.
Well, specifically because of the rich potential of this subject matter, and like the actors in it. Like, it could be so good, but there's so many things about it that just like it's 2 steps forward and 1 step.
I'm trying not to laugh because I'm just be watching it with you, and you be like, "What in the fuck?"
Yeah, you didn't watch these last 2 episodes with me because like I watched it like on my lunch breaks and shit. But I was just like, this could be so good. What is going on though? Like, this could be so amazing.
So many times it's just like, are you just trying to see what they'll let you put on TV now? Because that's kind of what it feels like.
Yo, I thought these last 2 episodes were like, they were good. First of all, they were good, but like they were not. They weren't bad in any way, shape, or form. Let me say all that before I get into it crazy. But like, yo, what the fuck is going on? We was talking to Blake about it, And it's man, what did he
I was
say?
trying not to pay attention to y'all's texts because
Oh, you
I
hadn't
hadn't
watched it yet? Oh,
I gotta
Oh,
read
yeah.
those
It
texts.
wouldn't
now.
have ruined anything.
he said.
You still wouldn't have known.
He said.
It's Money Blake weather, by the way.
Yeah, money. Shout out to Blake. Money Blake. Shout out to Blake.
Shout out to Money.
A hater, but a peacekeeper. Yeah.
Blake Money Mayweather. But yeah, he said after these last 2 episodes, I'm guessing this chick is in a dream or trapped in a like purgatory. This is all too wild to be real. He said this is all too wild to be real. Then he said I concurred and also mentioned the lighting changes with Lois. We have lighting changes when she's having conversations and like she gets deep into conversation. And he also pointed out that she wears white and black. He said, nah, you're also, he said, nah, you are, like he said, you're on something. And also notice when she wears white and black, she has like 4 or 5 wardrobe changes in every episode. White when she's on duty, like almost always. He said, no, you're right.
I never noticed.
He said, I don't think we're watching a murder mystery. I think we're watching a mystery with a murder. I'm watching Memento right now.
He's big on the differences between those two things, by the way.
Oh, yes. Very, very big on the differences. You got to be.
Sounds like Samuel Jackson from the Boondocks. It's like, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. He's like,
what does Marcellus Wallace look? He said, I don't think we're watching a murder mystery. I think we're watching a mystery with a murder. I'm watching Memento right now. The first time and light bulbs are going off. Grotesquerie seems something like this movie mixed with Twin Peaks. I dislike Taco Bell, but we gotta start thinking out of the box for this mystery. So yeah, shout out to Blake.
Yeah. Blake, that's Blake's initial thoughts. He's not here with us.
I just wanted to give. I just wanted to explain that because that gets me to say all my my theories before we really even get into the nitty gritty.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into the nitty and the gritty because episode 5 picks up where episode 4 left off. Lois and sister Megan have picked up a young girl named Andrea, who they found walking around in the desert covered in blood. The moment they arrive with her at a motel, which Lois says looks like it's built for some good old fashioned fornicating. There is non-stop chaos. Now, what did you guys think of this?
That's what they say. They call noise complaints when I'm knocking it down in the fornicating hotels. They call them in.
Not this hotel.
No, they call them in. Yeah, they say, "Hey, there's a lot of chaos going on over there." Yeah, no, nobody's getting called to this hotel apparently.
This is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. When she says built for some good old fashioned fornicating, it's I would never stop here to have sex.
But also, where is she banging that she's like, yeah, this is the spot?
I mean,
it doesn't even look like it has the cheesy ass heart bed room. No. This looks like a shut the fucking kids up. We're pulling over.
Well, maybe by old fashioned, maybe she just means you paid for it.
Oh, maybe
she just means old fashioned fornicating. Oh, you paid for it, and we only need this for the next 30 minutes to an hour.
Right. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. All I know is no. Go ahead, Jeff. Because I was
just gonna say. I will say they do something cool with this though. They start off, and the first 15 minutes is all just one shot. So that's fucking awesome, and that was really cool to see done. And I think they did it well. But then the things that happened within those 15 minutes were what the fuck is going on? I mean. There's just so many. First things first, you're a cop. She is covered head to toe in blood.
She's
You
like,
can-
who cares?
Yeah. You can't be like, sorry, you're not allowed to just walk off on your own. I need to be around you. Like with the front desk girl, I get it. It sucks, but I get it in the sense that in a situation like that with domestic violence, a good majority of the time, if someone won't report it, there isn't really anything you can do unless you see it. But this girl's covered in blood.
Yeah.
You can go after her. It's actually exactly your job.
Yeah, like one of the things about the character of Lois, that kind of like strikes me as odd is that she seems so like head fast and like she plays by her own rules, kind of.
Oh, you know what? I just got that head fast. I'm sorry.
Kind of like misanthrope, like she plays by her own rules, but when she's in these situations where she could just like take matters into her own hands, she seems like oddly passive. Like she could definitely help a lot more in a lot of situations in this like big one take tense situation, but she kind of like lets things build up to its like boiling point before she decides to actually do anything.
I like how she's been telling her like team to be like aware. Shit.
Yeah.
You know, don't y'all see it's clues out there? And then this bitch done ran up on the killer like twice, probably. And who knows? We've probably seen the killer 27 to 80 times. 27.
I mean, every scene is her daughter's in, yeah.
We know that she is the killer.
Well, taking cues from our resident nerd detective, Blake Moneyweather, like in a story like this, we have definitely seen the killer at least once in the show. Otherwise, because like any good mystery worth its own salt, we're able to figure it out. But at the same time, the show,
like Cain and Abel,
were they on Figure It Out with Summer Sanders?
Well, I'll tell you what, Abel wasn't.
Yeah, he did not make it to season 2. That was
no, he did not make it to season 2 of the Bible.
that was an Archer level of degradation, and
that like, was
nobody understands what we're joking about it.
No,
whatever.
That if you have a fucking high school education,
or if you watched Supernatural,
yeah, you know what?
Or Lucifer.
20% of the United States definitely didn't understand it because 20% of the United States is illiterate.
Oh, wow. That's a sad story.
Hey man.
Ophelius with the good call outs today. That bottom one?
You're saying in the chat.
Damn, he ain't finna be in Rush Hour 3.
Yeah, man. Shout out to old school DVD cuts. Edited scenes and shit, deleted scenes, cutting room floor shit.
I miss gag reels so much.
Gag reels. Yeah. Shout out to Eddie Murphy, best gag reels of all time. Anyway,
he had some great ones. Yeah,
I apologize.
But yeah, in this like crazy one shot sequence, a lot is happening. A system, and it, like a lot of it like comes to a head when this big car accident takes place right outside of the hotel.
Big old car accident.
Sister Megan runs outside to help, and when heading back into the hotel to try calling someone, she sees that the hotel caretaker Nick is drowning the concierge in the pool. And the concierge goes back.
He's not drowning her; he's just teaching her a lesson.
Yeah, it's just like baptizing someone.
Baptized
in the acid pool.
In the acid pool of God.
The concierge goes back inside as if nothing ever happened, and Lois tries talking to her, but she, in not so many words, tells her to mind her own business. Then there is an eruption of gunfire. Lois and Sister Megan head outside to figure out what is happening, and then they stumble on the concierge being held at gunpoint by Nick. The bloody desert girl comes out, still a bloody mess. and there's yelling and screaming. And
this is another scene where it's like Lois is just a fucking terrible cop.
yes, this is.
I mean,
where
first off,
better.
I don't know how you were trying to cop any of this. Second off, you should have absolutely been taking care of Nick when you were just told he was assaulting and trying to murder someone. Third, and probably my biggest one, you're actively being shot at and you load one shell into your shotgun. And then you run back inside.
Got him.
When you have a pistol on you.
Yeah, like she already had a gun on her. I don't know why she went to go get the shotgun. And also, yeah, like to your point, I know that
she had
she's
to go check on sister.
Sister was directly behind her when in the part I'm talking about.
Oh,
well, I'm gonna say this real quick, and then I'm gonna ask you, Bill, what you thought of this moment.
Don't ask me shit.
I do, yeah. I think that this is like a weird moment where she's just not really acting as she should, because the sister Megan comes to her and says that this man we were already very suspicious of, Nick, ominous Nick, is drowning someone in the pool. And I get that she's very distraught because of the news about her husband, but there's someone this is your job, and she's shown to be I don't know, wanting to come. Sorry, I'm trying to pretend I didn't just spill liquor on myself. And
not only is her job, it's not like she's a line cook or like a reporter. You took a fucking oath. Go oath.
Well, so unfortunately, they're not there to protect and serve, really. But you know what they are? You know what they should do though?
Their jobs. If
you're working a murder mystery and a girl comes covered up in the there's a girl covered in more blood than she has in her body. She's covered in it on her body.
So much blood.
And not only does she not want to talk to you, that was the biggest contrast from the episode 4 to episode 5 was wait a minute, y'all just picked this bitch up. We were yelling and screaming, and then now we're gonna start, and she's just yeah, no, I don't want to talk about it. And then as soon as they get stopped, she's like, I'm out of here. Y'all need to get the fuck out of here. I'm out. Peace. And then she just takes off running. And they're just well, to your point, Jeff, Lois is just well, that girl is crazy. Yeah. That girl is crazy, girl. I need
should we get a room? Yeah.
I need to get to a room so I can lay down. How are you getting service out here? Come on, man. Do your job. Be curious.
More concerned.
Detect.
She was more concerned for front desk girl, who you should also be concerned for.
But yeah.
But she had a black eye, not body covered in blood.
Right. And then she ends up getting abducted by random shadowy figure in a creepy van, and that creepy figure also ends up shooting Sister Megan.
Shooting up Sister Megan.
Also, okay, I know the majority came from Nick. Do none of you know how to aim? Dude wasn't even bobbing and weaving. He was walking at a very steady pace in a straight line.
It made me feel like there was going to be some supernatural aspect to it. I was like, oh, now we're in a dream. We're about to wake up, because there's no reason.
You're towing the line with that this entire show. Is it supernatural? Is it not?
Well, I don't think it's supernatural. One, if we stick with the tropes of religious, spooky movies and television shows like this, they bait you with that supernatural, but they hit you with the practical at the end, right?
Oh,
Like
I love that.
it's the Scooby-Doo bait and switch,
Right.
you know.
Was Professor Hyde White in the mask? Yeah.
Right.
Swear to God, if we see the Mystery Machine in the next episode,
Oh, all of my dreams.
You know what? You know what? I am going to give out a t-shirt to a random person, random member, if we see the Scooby-Doo on TV at some point
Second that.
during the show.
All right.
Put it on the board. I will give a t-shirt away to a random person. I really want that to happen now too, just for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't. What does it do for me? Let's read these comments before we run over.
You know, it's hard to read these comments in these goggles.
Books, Gers, and Purrs says Grotesquerie reminds me of the horror version of Mulholland Drive.
I ain't see it. Haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. I know it's supposed to have like one scene that's supposed to like be terrifying, and I've watched that one scene and it's stupid. So I agree.
I've seen Mulholland Drive 2 times, and I did not like it. I definitely see what you're saying, Gers and Purrs. I don't like David Lynch in general, so that take that with a grain of salt. What was Othelius Maximus saying?
He said,
and then Othelius Maximus says, yeah, he was saying, yes, because police and horror movies / TV are known for being reliable. I'm looking at you, Sheriff Dewey.
Sheriff Dewey, great example, but I think Blake would say that's not a horror movie. No, I'm joking. What was I about to say? Oh, no. Go ahead. I wanted to let you go first. I want to let you get to the next team.
Yeah, like I said, Sister Megan got shot. So the next scene, we pretty much see her in a coma. She's in critical condition.
2 comas in one show. This is like a fucking soap opera.
Yeah, right.
2 comas in one show.
And unfortunately, like she's in critical condition. Lois is standing by her side. And then Father Charlie?
Steve? Chris.
It's
Chris.
It's Father Chris. I knew it was
Father
a
Creeper.
Father Creeper. Also, yes. He shows up and he's throwing F-bombs and shit. I was kind of surprised that he had such a sassy mouth for a preacher.
All that sass. Where do you get all that sass from, preacher?
What do you guys think of this scene between the preacher and Lois? Because he's pretty much unabashedly belligerent toward.
You ever heard a preacher cuss?
Just like kind of, only in movies.
For real?
Yeah.
I heard a preacher say "God damn it" one time.
Oh, that's a big one for them.
He said in church.
Alabama?
Yeah, he said in church.
Jesus. Oh, well.
No, he didn't say Jesus.
He said, sorry. He said, God damn it. I feel like we're going to end up in who's on first.
Wait, was he upset about something or was he trying to tell God to damn something? Because those are 2 different things.
That is true.
He was upset. Yeah. He was upset that God did damn this person. So he said, God damn it. Oh,
so it was an exclamation and an order.
You know what? If I could have thought of something more clever when he asked me that, I would have. This would have been who's on first. God damn it is on second.
Hey, next week we're gonna workshop it and come back. But yeah, like, what did you think of this scene between the priest and Lois, and like him pretty much like being like, all right, you go do your job.
Go away now. Who you want to go first?
I'll let you go, Luca.
Well, first it was like, who are you to talk shit to her? Second, it's like, aren't you the one that's fooling around with the nurse, which is already a big no-no, but like you're being extra creepy about it. too, you should probably shut the fuck up. But then at the end of it, it all makes sense though, because he needs this control. He's clearly, I mean, that's like why he whips himself after he jerks it and stuff like that, is because he needs to be in control of things. And he's a classic, I don't know if I'd say a classic narcissist, but he's a control freak. So of course he needs to blame her.
Yeah. Just sticking to the whole who done it, or who is it? Is it who is it? Or who done it? Anyway,
I think it's who be it.
We all assume, or at least we're being led to assume, that Chris is the killer, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody's a killer in this situation right now, Jesus Christ. But if we're going to use evidence that Chris is the killer, killers always go to the scene of the crime or visit the victim,
right,
so that they can have a moment to revel in it. Because you know, one thing about killing people is you can't tell nobody.
That's why you take the trophy, so you can relive it.
Exactly, right. And you take the trophy, and if the trophy happens to be in the hospital, laying in a bed unconscious with you having visitation rights, then you know, here you are. And he also, you know, him seemingly making, we can just say making Lois leave at this point. She clearly has an issue. When white people tell her something to do, she'll do it. But when black people tell her something to do, she won't do it.
As a white person, don't make that your default. That's not a good call.
Just like, do your own thing, man. Like, I don't know if y'all not noticed that, like Nurse Red, her boss. Like,
shit, Travis Kelce. He told her to go to the AA meeting and everything.
But her husband been telling her for years she need to quit drinking.
Man,
she don't want to listen to him. Like her daughter telling her she need to quit drinking. She don't want to listen to them. I'm sure her mama told her she needs to quit drinking. She don't want to listen to them.
You don't know her mom wasn't white.
I do know, because she never stopped drinking. That's how I know.
She would have definitely listened to her mama if she was white.
She ain't gonna listen to her. Look, it's like the Waffle House. Did you hear about the Waffle House thing?
No.
It's like
they're always open, and that's how you know if like how bad a storm is.
Yeah, you know how it's like a metric that people use.
Okay. Yeah, if they're open, then like everything's good. But if
it's closed, no. It's not that everything's good. It's if one's closed, you should have started panicking a while ago.
Right. Yeah. Okay. If one's closed, then you will not. Red. Yeah, you're probably gonna die in the storm, basically.
By the way, it turns out everything else about Waffle House is also insane. If you want to find out about it, because it's fucking hilarious, watch last night's episode of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Yeah.
Just the way they have to know how to take orders is fucking hilarious.
It's amazing. I love it.
I have to watch that.
I go in there.
I miss
order
Waffle
like
House.
that. Man.
I'm gonna make a road trip just to go.
They won't let us open one here. I tried to open one here. They won't let us open one. Some kind of.
I did think it was weird in this conversation that the priest said that Lois was using Sister Megan as bait, in the same breath as saying that this person was hunting Lois. He's like, well, how am I using her as bait if they're hunting me? That doesn't make any sense. Did you guys bump up against that at all? Or
100%. The guy's an idiot.
Yeah, but he's also like clearly, he's a psychopath. He walks around in assless chaps with see-through sequins on.
Well, hang on. I mean, we all get a little frisky on a Friday night, but
I'm not yucking nobody's yum, but I'm just saying we're not taking advice from this guy.
But yeah, I mean, the guy's in his own little world. I mean, it was 100% like, did you not hear yourself? But it was not at all surprising that was what he tried to do. It's not surprising that he's that delusional.
Actually, yeah.
You're having delusion.
Yeah, like the show we just finished talking about, Rings of Power. Like one of the things about the great deceiver is that he was even good at deceiving himself. He was able to convince himself that all this crazy shit that was happening.
Jeez.
It's not spoilers.
Yeah.
I'm
Loved that show. Yeah.
Nine told me he ain't even finished it yet. I was like, he ain't even started it yet. I was like,
Yeah,
you ain't gonna watch that shit.
You're not gonna watch it.
Well, you're not gonna watch
Not in time for it before it gets canceled.
It's already been canceled.
You mean next week?
It's already been greenlit for 2 seasons.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's got that Bezos money. It doesn't.
By
matter.
the way, real quick, I know I sent it in our group chat, but announcement for all of the fans out here. The next season of Invincible will premiere February 6th, 2025. But more importantly, no mid-season break.
Fuck yes.
No
so excited for that.
mid-season break. That's exciting. That's sexy right there.
Mhm.
You know, we're going to be covering it on this show. We're big fans of Invincible. We covered season 1 and season 2, and yeah, we're going to be covering season 3. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
God damn.
Shout out to all the shows we're going to be covering. Arcane in November.
That's right.
We're going to be covering Invincible Fight Girl.
Yes. that's
November
right.
the 2nd comes out November the 2nd. So we will be covering that on was it the 3rd or the 4th on the the 4th on that Monday. So yeah. And we got a lot more stuff coming out.
Yeah,
man.
we're going to be covering Skeleton
I'm gonna
Crew.
do some shit to make sure y'all know what's coming up. I figured, why don't I do that? And I will do that from now on.
Silo season 2 is coming out in November. We might cover that.
Maybe.
I doubt we'll cover it on here, but Yakuza is coming out this month, which I'm so excited for.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that on Netflix, right?
Prime.
Prime.
how many
okay.
seasons is it all?
This will be the first season, but
Rack it up because I
but
don't
the
have.
issue is we already have so much we're covering.
Yeah,
This is a busy month.
it is a busy month.
Maybe we do the whole season at the beginning of November because everything's wrapping up at the end of October for some reason.
Of course.
Yeah, no, you know what? We'll get what we don't
Even
get.
if the release dates don't make sense.
Absolutely. What we don't get to, we will get to. If we can't get to it live, you will see it pre-recorded. Or if we can't get to it on a week-to-week basis, we'll cover it when it's all done. We'll get you guys our opinions.
Yeah,
Because-
we always be talking shit on here.
Because-
I am on a brief hiatus from the Yakuza games right now. Silent Hill 2 remake is fucking amazing. But I have become so obsessed with the Yakuza series that I'm definitely going to be watching that show multiple times.
Dope. Yeah, because sorry, I'm just saying. Look out for that. Look out for that. We might be we gonna get that in there. We're gonna squeeze some shit in, baby.
But later on in this episode, Lois is called out to another crime scene where that trigger warning comes in. Sorry, I'm reading from this other thing. The crime scene is a maternity house attached to the crime scene is a maternity house attached to a church. It's a place where pregnant women go and they decide if they want to give their kids up for adoption. Is this a real thing?
Oh look, let me tell you something.
No.
I'm sorry. I just want to say I'm not laughing at anything you just said, but when you were reading it, I don't know why that shit was funny when you were reading it. I don't have any idea why that shit was funny. That shit just sounded funny to be like, yo, that shit, when we saw that shit for the first time, when I saw it for the first time, I was tripping, and then I watched it with Marcus, and he was like, what the fuck? Because when they showed them poor young ladies, boy, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, that ain't how you supposed to do no cesarean.
Yeah. No.
Yes, some Christian organizations offer housing and support for pregnant women who are considering adoption.
Interesting.
One of them is called, now this is in Idaho, but this is I don't know why very disturbing name for one such location. It's called Nesting Place.
Bam, hit you with it. He got you
Okay.
with it.
That's interesting. I never knew that.
You know, you can hit that whenever you want to, too. You can
I
hit it.
went
You can hit the more you know whenever you want to.
I went to Catholic school K through 8th grade, and I've never fucking heard of it.
Yeah, that's never a thing that I've heard of, but I guess it makes sense for for what they do. But
Does it?
I mean, it doesn't make sense, not to me, but it makes sense for but yeah, this was a really crazy scene, and this is one of the other reasons why I feel like this is my idol, because it makes me also just as equally sick to my stomach watching some of these scenes.
I haven't been as happy as like I wasn't as happy with this show as I was never happy in The Idol. I never was happy about anything that was happening. So it's a slight different, but I was happy watching it. Because see, that's why I was having trouble saying what I was trying to say. Because I was happy at times watching it because it was so bad. And I was laughing at how bad it was. You know, carte blanche.
Carte blanche.
You know?
I love the 5-episode Zillow ad. I thought that was cool.
Exactly.
Like, please buy my house. Yeah.
And reportedly, he still has it. You know.
I guess it's work. Like you
It makes me so happy.
What up, Fifth Bantha? What's happening?
What's up? What's up? Several pregnant women. This is not as hilarious.
I'm trying to tell you, for some reason, I got the giggles.
Hey, sometimes
this is not fucking funny at all. This is just a disclaimer. This is not funny.
Not funny at all. Several pregnant women who are 30 to 40 weeks pregnant had their babies removed from their stomachs, and they were left to die.
Damn.
It is possible one of the most horrifying things I've seen on TV. I wrote that as a note, and I forgot that was not part of the description. But
no, I'm sorry.
It might have been.
Yeah, but what do you guys
what?
think of this? Like,
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's not the most nah, man. The first murder was the most disgusting one to me so far.
That one was pretty bad.
The one with the one with the baby and the mom and the kids died from just like broken hearts.
Yeah.
And like, no, that one was the most disturbing to me. And the baby was in the pot, you know, that was crazy. But this one was like, it's a thinker. It's a puzzler.
Yeah, like the only thing for me, well, like, because that first scene is so emotionally jarring and just like really well shot. It's just incredibly horrifying. And by this episode, it does kind of feel like I had kind of mixed feelings about this scene, because I was like, is this show going to be trying to up the ante on how insanely graphic these killings could be? Because that can kind of get old hat if we get several episodes of that. Or is it just going to try to like delve more into just like the nitty gritty of the investigation of who done it, as it were? And it does seem to be kind of balancing that pretty well.
Yeah, I mean,
but yeah, like this for whatever reason, this did really shock me, and I was not okay after watching it. What about you, Luca?
Well, and then it's so a couple of things. First off, it's like, all right, Ryan, are you just again? This was when I was like, is he just trying to see what he can get away with on TV? You know, like you're just pushing it further and further, which I also love, and I feel like we yes, it's also part of the story, but I feel like saying it, having it said when they did, the whole part where they are just like, well, everyone was performed perfectly and all the babies could absolutely be alive. That was 100% because they're like, ooh, we have to do something before we lose everyone.
Yeah.
But then you spend the rest of the episode like, oh fuck, what's gonna happen? Like there's the scene where she's going like out to an orchard. First it looks like a field, then it looks like an orchard, and it's like, oh god, did he bury the fucking babies with the cabbage? And then it's like, oh god, are they all the babies shoved in the trunk of the car? And then it's like, oh god, it's just like, okay, man, you're just sometimes too much shot. It's like the what's the movie? A Serbian film. That movie's fucked up, and a lot of it feels like it's just to fuck with the viewer. Same with Cannibal Holocaust. Fuck that movie. Fuck the guy that made that movie. Literally, the only redeeming part of the movie is the perpetrators end up dying in the end, but it's not as good because the actors who played them didn't die too.
That's how I felt about Terrifier.
There's a third one now in theaters.
Alex just saw it with Morbid Zoo. Shout out to Morbid Zoo. What's happening?
Oh, God. My buddy and I were talking about going to see it, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to be eating anything that night.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yep.
I'll do that.
But like,
Dude,
so that's the thing. A lot of those movies, it's like, I would get it if it was like, if it worked towards the narrative. But Murphy's really pushing it with this show where it's like, I mean, like you keep bringing it back around, but I don't think it's working for the narrative anymore, man.
But see, this is the thing. I'm afraid to say that because we still do have what 20 episodes left.
I think 4, right?
4 episodes left.
Yeah, but like we're
but I'm just saying. So man, think about how much we could be getting in the next 4 episodes that could correct the ship. We're not at the penultimate episode coming up where we have so many questions that we haven't had answered, and then how are they going to do it in one episode?
Right.
We got a lot of episodes so far, which is why I'm giving it grace so far.
Interesting. We've got 4 more. And on IMDb, we don't have the names of any of them, but we have a short little 1-line description of each of the next 4.
Ooh, like a Rick and Morty episode.
But like, let's just, when we talk about the next episode, like I'll have another thing to say about this.
Okay.
That's a teaser. Is that a teaser?
I don't want to jump ahead.
Well, yeah, we do.
It sound like you got a theory in there. It sound like you got one of these.
Oh no, I got a comparison.
Oh, okay. A comp. Okay. All right. I don't have comp button. Otherwise, you have to give that up. Anyway, moving right along.
Moving right along. Let's move on to like the really meaty part of this episode. This 2-parter. I think this was in the 2nd episode.
It also blurred. I don't know about you guys, and I watched the 2 episodes separate, and it still blurs together for me.
Yeah, and I think that it's also because these episodes are really short. They're both half-hour long. So it's weird that this.
I keep forgetting what we're even talking about. I'm not bullshitting. I'm like, wait a minute, which murder? Which episode? Man, fuck, man, I don't know. Just fucking ask me the question.
This is Grotesquerie.
Yeah, like it is.
I'm sorry.
Damn, I had to try to press that button. I forgot what we were talking about.
You were talking about like you were gonna get into like the meteor part of the 2nd episode.
This is Grotesquerie.
Did you forget again? I can explain it.
Mrs.
This is Grotesquerie.
Mrs. Red, she decides to come over to the crib and have a very emotional confession that she had sort of an emotional affair.
sexual relation with. She had to come over and tell us that she had sexual relation. Sexual relation with Mr. Marshall.
They start fucking. It was gross.
What did you guys think of this? Like, this confession of Mrs. Reds, where she was like,
This is my confession.
I actually knew him before he was in a coma.
Jeff, you go ahead, man. I'm gonna try not to laugh right now.
I mean, the entire time she's like trying to explain their connection. It's just like, so you're dumb. Is that what you're trying to? You're just like stupid. You took a random class, fell in love with the professor, and then stalked him through education.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, you're like, oh man, I'm so glad you're taking it so well. And you're surprised when she turns it on you. You're stupid and kind of a bitch.
Yeah, no, this is
She's
what
the
happens.
worst.
I think we may have said like she act like she in love with the motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird thing. And sure enough, he done gave her that long stroke. And that's how she was really acting. That actually makes more sense now that we know she was getting the long stroke. Because otherwise, why act like that?
Yeah.
Like, what is so important that this lady wants to keep spending her, federal health insurance to keep her husband alive? What the fuck? Like, it's not even your money. Like, you know what I mean? So and we've all been saying it like, yo, what is this lady's problem? And she should have been beat the hell out of this lady already. But
long time ago.
Like, what if this is a dream? This just adds to like the whole what if this is a dream scenario, because she's facing it seems like she's having to face all of her demons in this, what would possibly be a dream.
Yeah, like, and it's I have really enjoyed this aspect of it a little bit, like how I don't know, like this reveal makes it like all of her behavior make a lot more sense, because you kind of could have seen this as a sort of a supernatural story, like maybe she's doing something like really nefarious, or she's like from sent from the devil or some crazy shit like that. But this reveal does actually make a lot of her behavior make a lot of sense, which I appreciated, because it could have just been like crazy off the rails, like typical Ryan Murphy shit. But this made it actually make a lot of sense.
He does that a lot in American Horror Story too. Sometimes, like, he'll have somebody that's like way out there.
Yeah.
As a character, and he'll just be like, I was just trying to sell you some raisins. I have raisins and I was trying to sell them for the children.
You did that on Nip Tuck a few times too.
Shout out to Lil Frothy.
Hey, what's up, Lil Frothy?
She did it on Nip Tuck.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of times where like Julia would end up in like these crazy situations where she'd be super afraid of someone she should not be, and she feels super guilty about it,
and then they accidentally kill him, and then it's like,
well, now we gotta feed him to the gators.
Yeah. Dude, shout out to Nip Tuck.
Oh yeah, great first season.
Trash TV. That was amazing. Like the most amazing trash television show of all time.
Yeah, first trash television.
I love it.
Yeah, I never watched it.
Oh man, we should have a nostalgia.
I'm
book.
okay.
We should have it.
You don't want to like delve into some peak vintage Ryan Murphy? You're not interested in that?
Oh man, let me tell you something. Peak. So best like,
is there a musical episode?
No,
I'm sure that there is. Yeah, we definitely need to move
Not on
because we've been talking about Grotesquerie for way too long. But let's move on to the end of this episode. Actually, let's just like move on down.
So that was the part that the end of this episode was the part where I was like I said, I'm playing Silent Hill 2 remake right now. So when they get to the milking joint, I'm like, is this just like a thrown away concept for the game? It was just so far off the like. It was just so fucked up that it's like this seems like Silent Hill would have come up with
Oh,
this, and I'm like,
nah,
nah,
the milking.
Yeah, like that was
yeah.
that was one of the things that like really affected me because like we
With you.
well like it's
Think
like
about all the titties out there in the world. There's so many titties.
By the way, I'm just going to throw out there, I'm very upset that we don't have a quick cut to Robert De Niro just being like, I have nipples. Can you milk me?
yeah, we need that drop right now.
No, what were you about to say?
Yeah, like how like we were talking earlier about how the intrigue of the episode or the two episodes is like, where are these babies? Like, what
Yeah.
are they okay? And then even in the moment where we find out that they are okay, they're alive, something even more horrifying is behind the curtain, which is just like it was. I felt like that was really well done, honestly, or like at least in the execution of the reality of what happened. But I don't know. I don't know if this milking thing. I don't know. I like
if you can milk it, Alex.
It's hard to say that.
Make
like
it.
I thought it was cool, but like it's so fucking disturbing. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you something, man. I'm gonna say it for you. I'm gonna say it for you. Fuck it. That shit was fucking crazy dope. The fucking lady's stomachs just busted wide open, just fucking that shit's gnarly. And then you get in there and you find like women strapped up like baby calves
Cows.
with their teats
up.
getting sucked out, and they still alive, but they definitely are very uncomfortable. Man,
That was so fucked up. Like
he intended for them to die. How are you gonna feed them? You're not just gonna be like feeding them one at a time. It looked like that scene. Remember that Rick and Morty episode where he had all the Mortys? Evil Rick had all the Mortys covering him, so he couldn't.
Right.
That's what it looked like, just like torturing a bunch of Mortys.
Diabolical shit.
Some diabolical shit, man.
And right at the end of the episode, I do want to mention that it's very funny that Lois said right before they walked in, it's like, hey man, like make sure it's a non-lethal shot if you can, because I want this guy alive. Fast forward to the end of the episode. Dude has a knife at her throat, and she counters and she shoots the knife wielder directly in the heart. So we already know he's gonna be dead.
Which also, like, okay, I get it. You're trying to like, oh, it's just a dramatic scene and it's being filmed more slowly. I don't care, because the way it was done looked like he just had that knife up to her for like 47 seconds before she's like, oh, I should turn around and shoot him now. And it's like, you couldn't have just in that time.
Right.
Also, this show would have gone from pretty good to great if they had fucking killed Lois.
I thought they were going to kill her.
I wish they would have.
Man.
Because I would not have seen it coming, and it would have, again, like, even in a show like this, where there's like clearly real stakes because people are getting murdered left and right, you take out the main character in episode 6, bro, I am hooked for the last 4.
You didn't see that coming?
I honestly, I mean, I don't know where they would go with it, and I don't think there's going to be a season 4. I mean, season 2.
I agree with you there.
I don't think it's gonna be a season 2, so I don't know about that, but I mean, it would be dope because we'd have something to talk about. We didn't get an idol to.
I could see this being like a sort of like American Horror Story, where it's like an anthology where we get like a different religious horror series.
I'd like for one of them not to be religious. They don't have to be religious.
Yeah, it just has to be like,
because there's so many different types of serial killers, and it would be really good for them to explore that. Like, if that's what they're going to explore, that would be dope to do that anthology wise.
Yeah. And I do like I definitely got some True Detective vibes these past few episodes. but just like with a little bit more of a horror tinge. But yeah, it's not quite as good as True Detective season 1, but I'm enjoying myself so far, and I just in saying that it's like it's like The Idol, but I just say that it has a lot more potential. I feel like it could reach its potential a lot better. But we'll move on to our next topic of the night. We're going to be talking about the HBO series, the I
The
try to make sure that
Penguin.
we're talking about it.
I was like, I thought we were talking about something else, but
No. Are we? Yeah. Sorry. Let's talk about the Penguin.
fuck it. Yeah, let's. Yeah.
We're talking about the Penguin, the new HBO series adjacent to the Batman universe.
Adjacent.
Well, I guess it's not even adjacent. It's just like
It's
fully
parallel.
baked in. It's parallel. And Matt Reeves and company has already said that this is tie into the next Batman sequel. But Jeff, what was your thoughts on the Penguin?
Your thoughts ain't my thoughts.
Well, gonna marry her, fucking love her. If you're watching, I don't have a lot, but what I have is yours.
Roll Tide, roll.
No, just every single episode, I am blown away by how well it's written, how well it's shot, how great the acting is. This was another fantastic episode. And quite often when we get like a flashback episode or like an origin episode, it's just like, oh, okay, did we really need to do this? But they did this one so well. And like little things in it were just like, in the previous couple of episodes, we saw her just being like, after you fucking did that to me, Oz, blah, blah, blah. And then we see it. And I think the way they did that in with this episode was just brilliant. And yeah, loved it.
Yeah, sorry.
You're good.
Said I gotta pee in the microphone.
Good luck. Don't fall in.
But how do I feel about the episode?
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked me. I felt like we got a very dope background story, but man, I always hate these kind of episodes. I'm not gonna lie. I always hate the episodes where we gotta do the whole origin story, man. Like shit, dog. We should have did this a long time ago. Fuck! I need to know what happened to Earth. What happened? What happened? But we didn't get the whole episode. To be fair, the whole episode was a flashback, which is what I liked. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Pick it back up. Like it didn't, and then it also was kind of necessary, if you in a way, like for this episode, right? Mm-hmm. It helped us guide us along. Like we went through the torture with her. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it wasn't just displayed in a way where you just like know she's being tortured. And like we went through the steps, kind of how like I don't know what movie, but like prison movies where they just kind of cycle through the same routine over and over and over and over.
Right. Yeah.
Where they do like the prison montage.
Yeah, they took us through. What's his man? The Game of Thrones character, Sam, where he's cleaning up the toilets at the Citadel.
Yeah.
Like that.
Kind of
we're going through the step by step of her day to day. That was pivotal to showing us, like, to have us go through this emotional journey that ends with this climax of death.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Now, register me for my Pulitzer. I'll be right back.
No, I like, to your point, I did feel like this. Well, let you do your thing. But I felt like this was very much, it reminded me of the Night of that HBO series where you just really get to see how the justice system can make an innocent person into a criminal just from just the awful conditions that prisons and jails offer people in incarceration. But that's just like even more magnified or intensified because this is Gotham, the worst place in the universe. Like this is the worst place you can ever decide to live.
Literally, there's a town like a couple hours away called Bloodhaven, and that's not as bad.
Right? Yeah, that's the nice one. That's
Right?
that's the suburb.
But also in this one, like, so what you were saying, yeah, 100% seeing how the system can break even the best person down. And that's just when it's functioning properly. Whereas in this one, Sophia's actively being targeted to make her crazier and get her locked up longer. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah, it's so messed up. Like her journey is so evocative, and like it makes me just like so sad. Like it makes me and she's also acting her ass off throughout this whole episode. I just want to play like one real quick clip of her in this episode.
Liz, thank you. Oh, our nips just touched. Mine are so hard.
Mine are different sizes.
That was a really like intense moment from her. In
Oh man. I mean, when you just saw her have that mental break and go to that, yeah, man.
That's when she really lost it. She's off the deep end at that moment. Let's talk about the beginning of this episode. In flashback, Sophia learns from a reporter that Carmine is suspected of being the hangman, a serial killer who strangles and hangs women. Her mother had died from a similar method when she was a child, and desperate for answers, Sophia meets with the reporter privately. Now, like, what did you think of just this storyline with the reporter sort of feeding her this? Did you automatically think, okay, her dad definitely is this serial killer?
So first off, bravest, dumbest reporter in Gotham, and dumbest move Sophia could have done. So that's the starting point there. But then also, like, so initially I didn't know if it was necessarily Carmine that was the hangman, or if it was just like, hey, people at his club, or like a bunch of different members of the family just being like, well, I had fun with this hooker. She won't shut up, so I'm going to kill her now. And he's just like, yeah, whatever. Do it over in the back, But that... They did such a good fucking job when they did the flashback to Sophia, like walking in and seeing her mom, and Carmine just being like, no, honey, no. And like, you just like, it was a real quick like this, and you just saw those 3 scratches on his hand.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, that's fucking aw-. I was like, I love that they did that. I love that they didn't call attention to that. And then a little bit later, they even had Sophia be like, I mean, yeah, I saw the scratches on your hand. Like, obviously I know that wasn't you. Yeah. And like, and that somehow made it even better because you're like, what are you doing? We all saw the scratches. You don't tell them you saw the scratch. It was one of those scenes where it gets you engaged so much you're ready to yell at the screen. But then lastly, also another comic callback. Because in the comics, he's got 3 lines on his face from Catwoman.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. And
she left him with a scar, yeah.
And I thought that was like a really interesting dynamic with just revealing that he was the killer. And to your point, when we were watching it together, he was like, Carmine already has a history of strangling women. We already know from the Batman movie that he strangled Catwoman's mom, and
right.
He also strangled Catwoman's best friend. So that's kind of,
she would have shut her mouth.
Man, let me tell you
kind
something. Immediately I was like, oh, this nigga did it. Oh, I was like, oh, okay. Because for me, it was like, why you don't need Falcone in the show for you to realize that he did it. So knowing that they tried to get the original actor, what's his name?
Janine Garofalo.
turn it down. John Turturro.
John Turturro. He was too busy. Shout out to Heavy Spoilers pointing out that he's on Severance.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Severance.
Oh, nice.
So which we will be covering. I think it comes out in March of next year.
Okay.
But anyway, what do we not cover here, baby? Our hash browns in chili and cheese. No.
I made chili today, and I make dope ass hash browns.
Fucking jealous.
Damn, man.
But yeah, I was just like, yeah, it's got to be Falcone who did it, because why would they bring this dude back? You know what I'm saying? Like, they couldn't get him. They couldn't get the original actor, so they went and got another big bill actor. Like, that's
suspicious. That's weird.
You just wanted to hit the button.
I really did.
It's one of our best drops. You gotta do it. If you can get it in, get it in.
I feel you. I just hit drop.
I felt the moment coming.
Sometimes I'll hit a drop and it'll be hilarious. And honestly, I did not mean to do that. I didn't mean to even hit that button. I hit the button thinking it was going to be something completely different, something that would be constructive, but no.
Oh, man.
But anyway, yeah. What was I about to say? Oh,
you knew he was the hangman.
And another thing that I noticed was the drug that they got the people on in Arkham the drug that the bliss that they were trying to sell in the last episode. So I was like, oh, okay, this is a connecting dot. So, you know what I'm saying? That this was a good flashback episode in spite of me hating flashback episodes.
I'm saying
flashback episodes. Hate them.
I felt like one of the reasons it made it a good flashback episode is because it wasn't superfluous information that we didn't really need. It was one of those things, it was like
super.
There's been all these implications that maybe she isn't really the hangman, but she also seems kind of crazy. So what's going on? What exactly is going on? And this kind of explains all of that. It's like, yes, she was not the hangman. Yeah, she was framed by her dad, and she kind of went crazy in the nut house. But like, let's talk about the steps of that a little bit.
They don't call it the crazy house for nothing.
As they don't call it the crazy house for nothing.
Hey, speaking of, I didn't know he was gonna act that way.
Speaking of our titular character, like we mentioned, Sophia is talking to reporters, and Oz alerts Carmine that Sophia is talking to a reporter. Carmine retaliates by framing Sophia for all the murders and having her committed to Arkham Asylum, where she makes friends with an inmate named Magpie. Now, I'm not sure if anyone else is a nerd and was watching this, and I was like, Magpie is in this show?
Oh. No, I had a different nerd out from that.
What?
Are you familiar with Rosemary Kennedy?
No. Wait, no.
One of JFK's sisters. Evidently, she was like a little rebellious, and she was considered difficult. So they put her in a psych hospital, and her dad arranged for her to have a fucking lobotomy.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And like, there's a lot of like, and so first off, it was kept super secret from like the American public. And then second off, a lot of like this is why she had to have a lobotomy. A lot of people were like, no, she just was like, hey, maybe I don't want to be in this political family, and maybe I just want to be my own person. Her dad's like, you're crazy.
It's like, that sounds like crazy talk.
Yeah, I don't understand what time period we're in all of a sudden where you just lock a bitch up because she's crazy. That's like 1957, 1977.
Right.
With Kennedy, 1941.
That's why I love
Okay,
this.
so 1927 to 1977.
That's what, kind of why I love this so much, because like this is Gotham. This is this fictionally terrible place where obviously they're not the well-being of the inmates is not in anyone's concern. Let's talk about something really important. Do I put beans in my chili? I like beans in my chili if I'm eating it from a bowl. No beans if I'm putting on a chili dog. What about you?
That is the correct answer.
Yeah, that because the question was for Jeff, but yeah,
I made chili. Yeah, I get, and especially being in Texas, the whole you can't put beans in chili. Shut the fuck up. Chili's great because it's one of the most customizable dishes ever made.
yes. If you go to any chili cook off, you see all different types of chili. You can see green chili, like man.
I do have a great recipe for a white chicken chili too, which I think is more of a stew technically, but hey, it's still great.
There's like turkey chili, creamy chili, like instead of thick tomatoey chili, like you get creamy chili. Man, you got all kind of chilies, dog. You got people who do seafood chilies down in the bayou, down there in the bayou. You know, they do the chili with the. Now that may be a stew, but they're gonna eat it anyway, baby.
What's the the question is chili a stew? Is that kind of like is a hot dog a sandwich?
A sandwich? Yeah, no. Is a chili a stew? That would have been a great question to ask at LA Comic-Con.
That would have been a fantastic one.
Stew, or is it a chili?
Also, I had a friend who had the perfect answer to is a hot dog a sandwich? No, it's a hillbilly taco.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. I'll fuck with that.
I like that.
Right?
Hillbilly taco. I got a joke that's not proper.
By the way, if you've never tried it, make your chili into a little Frito pie and use that as the topper. Some Fritos. Ooh, girl.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Roll Tide.
If I got taste buds and a soul, don't I? Yeah, of course. Though she is initially confined for only 6 months, Carmine extends Sophia's stay for over a decade.
It was so cute that she thought she was going to be out in 6 months.
Yeah, really? It was so heartbreaking. Yeah. Man, she looked so worn down, and
she was the leader of the family, and then incarcerated for insanity in less than 30 minutes. It was amazing.
Right?
Yeah, like, man, her dad definitely has some pull in God.
Yeah, he's swinging.
When they showed her all those affidavits, she was wearing the same dress from the night before. So, they even got those done, and not just done, but, submitted to a judge in less than 12 hours.
Man, gotta love the justice system. It can work for you if you wanted to. She is constantly mocked by the inmates while her doctor Ventress subjects her to electric shock therapy. Though Ventress's associate Julian Rush, played by Juice, eventually realizes Sophia is innocent and then quits. Though she the mental and physical strain eventually leads Sophia into a breakdown, and then she murders her friend and cellmate Magpie. So
not cellmate, cell neighbor.
Well, yeah,
I think friend is a bit of a stretch too.
Yeah, friend is also a stretch.
Well, Magpie thought they were friends.
Yeah, they at least sat together during lunch. You know, that's probably
no. She was not my friend. She was spying on me. Fuck that.
You think she was actually a spy?
Yeah, I think she really was. I don't. Well,
I mean, she was around all the time.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
I like how you stretched out the word time to cue that one up.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, let me read it."
But no, yeah, it was an interesting development to see her, before, when she was really just sort of on the precipice of becoming a real, I guess, head honcho.
Adana?
Wait, what?
Adana.
Yes,
Madonna.
in the mafia world, like she was, her dad was basically handing her the keys to the kingdom, and seeing that twist where she goes from being just like a well-to-do person and being a psychopath and just murdering this woman, and that's after 6 months. Then we get 10 years. So like you can only imagine how many more encounters she had like that. So like it's interesting to see.
They try to do her like she was at Pelican Bay, man. They try to make her fight a crazy person, a crazy sloth person. She looked like a character out of Invader Zim.
Great
like
show.
Her arms were like dragging like this. She was like, Argh. She was like, "You killed the women."
So Carmine leaving her the family, that was also in the comics, but not because the little brother, her brother, was a fuck up, but because Carmine was like, "Oh, he's too good for this life. He can go on and do something else." And that's actually why her brother became the holiday killer in The Long Halloween.
Ooh, it's getting spooky in here.
Yeah.
Which,
but I also love
that's interesting.
I also love in this show how, I mean, Carmine's not been dead that long. The first episode opens with Penguin like going and trying to ransack the Iceberg Lounge, like in the wake of Carmine's death. So the other interesting part here is her brother got her out that quick the second Carmine was gone, because no one else would have.
Her brother and Juice, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah.
You like that segue? You're supposed to keep it going.
It was well done.
Alley-oop.
I mean, it was a half a second before you decided to patch something on the back about the segue.
It's an alley-oop. It's still time.
But no, we fast forward to the present day after we get this whole flashback situation where we see that Sophia has nested with Juice, her old psychiatrist. We find out that he quit, and she's taking refuge with him because he's kind of the only person that she can trust.
Did she get hit in the head, or she get shot? She get grazed by a bullet?
I took it when she fell, she slammed her head into the ground that hard.
I'm with it. She clearly had a concussion. Yeah. She passed out. Right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay. I'm good. Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out exactly what happened, but yeah, she definitely passed out, and then
came back.
She's at Juice's house.
He was like, "No, girl, it ain't like that."
And then we get our scene at the dinner table where she is, basically saying that while I was incarcerated, none of you people helped me. Like, this is a dinner with all of the members of the family, and nobody helped her. What did you guys think of this scene?
Before we get to that scene, I do want to go back to the Juice scene, because I felt like they are trying to hint that there was a relationship developed there in some kind of way, and that little exchange that she had with him, where she was like, "Why are you doing this? What do you get out of this?" Basically, blah blah blah. I think that was insinuating, like he just wants some of the pussy, right? And that's why he's helping her. But it also seems like she has an attraction to him because she mentions like all the men have lied to me in my life. She just trusted Penguin, and he fucked her over.
Yeah,
like her father fucked her over. It seems like she's trying to fight her feelings for Juice. At the same time, Juice seems like he's trying to fight his feelings. But if she go ahead and give me some pussy, then I'll take it. I won't.
It is an interesting relationship that she's had with the men in her life. Every man in her life seems to have failed her and betrayed her, especially the people that she's loved the most, including her father, who killed her mom.
Yeah, why
and
can't somebody
sent
should
her
just
away.
hate do something fucked up?
Yeah, it's like anybody that I don't like is gonna fuck me over. That would be way more easy to digest emotionally.
You got any thoughts on that, Jeff?
I saw it more as a one-sided relationship where clearly Theo Juice is in love with her, but I don't think she's reciprocating at all. But I think she is smart enough to use it to her advantage. Now, one thing I really liked about that scene was obviously she's angry that she's like, well, and you left. And I like how he just said, you're right. I did. I had to, and I could. And I think that one's important just because it's like, you know what? Like, yeah, he did need to leave. Like, it was fucking with him. Obviously not as bad as you, but like he was able to get out and get himself out of that situation that was really damaging to his health, mental health as well. He should have done that. It was good that he did do that. And it still makes sense that Sophia's mad about it, but like, I think that I liked how he responded to that and wish I would do that to people too.
I was doing this because you can't see when I'm trying to hand you the clove cigarette.
Oh,
at
yeah,
times. Your peripheral. No,
it's not the peripheral. It's below.
That's all.
When you try to hand it to me down here,
it's all of it. I had it here earlier, and you
did.
That's why I put it down here that time. Like I've been putting it all over the place. You just can't see shit out of the bitches. I'm like this.
I don't know how Scott Summers does it.
That's why when
Dude,
Jeff was talking, I was just trying to see if you can see me. You didn't.
I can see you in the
I know, but I thought you
on the
could see me in
screen.
the
So I was
screen
like,
before, too.
okay.
I know.
Just treat him like a therapist would treat a patient and just burn him with it. It's cool.
Shout out to Destiny.
Yeah.
She
I'm also
did that to me once. I'm not happy about it still. Very upset about it still.
I'm also pretty altered right now. Do my eyes look red, by the way?
They do look
More
really
hazel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man. Anyway, yeah, the death scene, man. You already explained what happened, you know.
Well,
I like how you said that everybody died.
No. I mentioned just I just mentioned the dinner table scene. I didn't talk about the craziness.
Well, I know. Oh, yeah.
Which we got a continuity error.
Bust it down for us.
So I mean, they do a big point of showing her filling that wine glass to the tippy top, and then when she goes to cheers everyone, it's like an inch or two lower, and it's like you made a point of showing her get that to the brim. Come on.
Yeah, I wish that maybe there's some things on the cutting room floor of like
that speech was longer.
The actress like really like sipping wine while eating these meatballs.
This clearly the speech was longer.
Oh yeah,
because there was a part of it where it felt like, okay, this has gone on too long, but then they changed, they like shifted the mood, and I don't know, maybe that's what they cut out, and that's what Jeff sees is that, or that's what Jeff caught.
Like she had like a sip there, you think?
Yeah, like she had a sip somewhere in between,
right?
And,
that makes sense.
You know,
and
because she always consumed the whole time. They've shown her consuming shit like really fast. She doesn't drink anything like in sips or bites. She'll eat anything in small bites. So maybe that's what happened.
Which would also make sense after a decade in what's basically a prison.
Right. Yeah, she eating like a prisoner.
Eat before they take it.
Yeah. And I did like this scene, and it was cool because like it's one of those things that is predictable but satisfying, because during the scene you're like, oh, she's definitely going to kill everyone at this table.
Yeah.
Even mom is like, go ahead and go upstairs because she's about to kill us all. Like, she thought it was about to happen right there at the dinner table.
But the way setting it up, it felt like that, because like it felt like she was going to snap right there, start yelling, and pull out some guns, and then like it was like,
so yeah. You know what? So I am very glad that y'all said that, because I thought, man, it'd be so cliche if they did that. if they had like the moment where people come in with the guns and all that shit, and
start playing opera music.
Her giving that speech when she went in and opened the door. I mean, the window. She went into Alberto's room.
Oh, I loved that.
And opened the window. Why did she know that old dude Johnny Vitti would be in Alberto's room? I don't know, but I think that might be a cutting room floor thing as well. But like, you know, he like said in passing, like I'm in or she's like, you know, I don't appreciate you staying in my brother's room or some shit like, you know. But she goes in there, opens up the window before she had released the gas or after she had already released the gas, knowing that, you know, slowly this place is going to be a death trap. Dude. And yeah, she carbon monoxides people. Yeah.
I think, yeah.
It's monoxide. Yeah.
And I mean, monoxide and dioxide both kill you. But
death.
I also just with the window part too, because at first when you see her doing it, you're just like, oh, it's a weird quirk of her. Or like, I guess she likes it cool in the room.
Well,
and then when you
cigarette too.
Yeah, but so I mean, not closing it all the way was the part where you're like, oh, okay. I mean, interesting point. And then bringing it back around. This scene was masterfully done.
Yeah, you know what? Her plan could have been foiled, though. What if Johnny Vitti was like, "Oh, it's cold outside"?
I don't think she would have been too upset if he was dead.
Yeah, like, well, I tried. I'm gonna shoot him anyway. Pow.
Well, yeah, like it'll be.
What do you think the explanation is gonna be for that? Like, just a freak act?
It has to be.
And then the hangman is the hangwoman. She's just gonna skate scot-free on this one.
But that's Gotham,
right?
It doesn't need to be a good explanation. No one needs to believe it. It just needs to be possible, and you got to have money.
With that being said, before we move on to the next topic of the night, what do y'all think we're getting going forward here? Her plans are going forward. Well, you know what? I don't even want to really ask that too silly. I will just say that this actress, what's her name?
Kirstyn Milioti.
Milioti, right?
Millioti.
Yeah, Kirstyn Milioti.
In a couple years, it'll be Kirstyn.
You get an MVP of the week of these television shows. She definitely killed it. You know, I've seen her in a lot of stuff in passing, but killed it in this. Definitely got a chance to stretch your legs, play around. It's great to see her make a good connection with this character and drag us all the way kicking and screaming, literally, to this, you know, solid stone cold killer that she has become.
Oh,
I feel.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say real quick that I feel like that she definitely locked herself in to have like the best supporting actress Golden Globe.
I thought you were gonna say
next coming around. No, unfortunately we don't have that category. Like if we get into actors, it'll be like 3 hours long. But
one category will be 3 hours long.
But yeah, like I think that she did a masterful job in this episode for sure. Like this really showcased her acting. I just want to play one clip from like the very end of this episode real quick.
Yes, thank you. Oh, our nips just touched. Mine are so hard.
Mine are different sizes.
So it's like one of my favorite parts of this episode.
But can't believe she had that bad of a psychic break. Yeah.
Really,
but no, I completely agree with you, and that was basically what I was gonna. I was basically going to say the same thing, and I was just going to say, especially after that speech, I think if anyone had any doubts to this woman's skill, that speech monologue just like solidified her for at least a nomination.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Actually,
Oh,
you know, I
that's an
actually do have
Emmy.
a clip.
I don't know why you say Golden Globe and was so disrespectful. That's an Emmy.
I do have a
She
clip.
can
Of,
get it, Tony.
I do have a clip of the monologue. Actually,
Can't
one
nobody
second.
hear what you're saying. What
Sorry,
you say?
I do have a clip of the monologue. 1 second.
Okay.
Liz, thank you. Oh, our nips just touched. Mine are so hard.
Mine are different sizes.
So I forgot that.
What's funny is he doesn't have to play the whole clip. He can stop the clip, like when the joke has been made.
The weird part is just including Tina Fey saying mine are different sizes. Like you couldn't even cut it anyway. Award for best editing and the drunkies goes to.
Hold on. Let's go to the comments, Alex.
Oh, sorry.
Oh fuck, you can't.
I can't see anything. This is a
Um,
bad choice.
Anahi
Okay.
Anahi Guerrero. She says, "Laugh out loud. I love you guys. Shout out to you. What? We love you. We love you." She says again, "Love when y'all talk."
We
Well,
love when you type.
And I'm glad that you love. Yeah, exactly. We love. I'm so glad that you love when we talk because we be talking a lot. As you can see, welcome everybody to the Bantha Bunch. I mean, excuse me. Sorry, Alex. And welcome everybody to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We have been going for 2 hours and we're going to keep it pushing. Shout out to Dylan. Dylan says, I thought it was left ambiguous for the audience not being off put by the
I don't think they care.
Familicide.
I don't think they cared about that at all. I think the only part I would agree on that is that's why they took the little girl out.
Yeah.
And also I think to show that she's still got, a heart in there.
Humanity lives within this dark soul.
Yeah, it was good to see a show where children didn't die after seeing Grotesquerie.
Agree to disagree.
Percentage of feeling like we'll see a Catwoman parody. What's your percentage? Like 30%, 40%, 100, 90, 80, 50, 50?
13.2.
Yeah, 40%.
Yeah, I'm at 30 now, just because of the connection that they made. Well, no, no. I'm just saying it was the first number that I said. Like it's just because they connected the killing. Like Falcone killed her friend, Selena Kyle's friend, the same way, and killed her mother the same way, and tried to kill her the same way.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I went to 30, because I was like 0%, but now I'm at like 30, 40%, close to 40. I didn't want to say 40. I'll beat you. If we only get a part of her leg in this, then I win.
Man, I would love to see her.
If we get a foot, or a whip, then Jeff wins.
She's a busy lady.
Or just like the pointy ears, Jeff wins.
But guys, what did you think of this episode of The Penguin? Are you excited to see where the show goes forward? Do you have any predictions on any cameos we might get from the Batman universe? Will we get a Joker? Will we get a Riddler? We already got a name drop from the Riddler. But we'll move on to our final topic of the night. We are talking about
Agatha All Along.
That is right. We are talking about Agatha All Along, the new Disney Plus MCU series based on the villain from WandaVision. Jeff, what did you think of this episode of Agatha All Along?
I don't know. Like I said last week, I don't want them to just keep doing the same trope. Or the same, like I get it, you're facing trials, but again, just another like, hey, here's a house, let's go in, we'll face trial. They did shake it up a bit, so I will give them credit. Running from the Salem 7 was a good way to start it and get them in there, as opposed to just the standard like, oh, okay, we're walking down this road. And once inside, I don't know. Because again, inside they're facing a trial. The trial has to do with your dark past. You gotta get yourselves over it. But yeah, I like how it ended, definitely. And it's just, I don't know. This was very mid for me.
Ooh.
There were parts I loved and parts I fucking hated.
Ooh. They gonna get you.
Oh yeah.
They gonna get you on the internet.
Yep.
You know what?
I don't know. Frothy agrees with me.
Let's look at the IMDb real quick.
Got it up right here.
Oh, okay. Boom. Okay. Let's talk about that. What's the rating?
Right. People are gonna be pissed. This is the highest rated episode yet.
Wow. Yeah.
I think that might have a lot to do with the ending of the episode for sure.
Agreed. Yes. It's rated 8.0 out of 10 with 3,430 votes.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
You know what's funny? The reason I was gonna give for this being the highest rated episode is I was gonna say women are loving this show, and women gonna love this episode. And Frothy was like, "Nah, I hated this. This is my least episode." It's like, well, damn. I guess, but you know what? I was right. She typically falls under the opposite. If I think that, you know what I mean. If you think that this is gonna be the one that women love, Frothy probably won't like it. She'd probably be like, "Oh, that was kind of stupid, actually." But for the most part, all women are like galvanizing with this. It's like people have stopped caring about Kamala being like the presidential candidate. Women are just like,
This
man,
is the most important thing.
Agatha is the most important thing to me right now. I don't have to worry about the election.
Just wait till the series finale when Kamala is the Supreme Witch.
Dude, that would be gnarly. That would be gnarly. And then she would have had to I don't know. I was just gonna make something up, but there's no need to. Anahi said, "What?" I don't know.
It's not a bad episode. It's just there's parts that were good and there's parts that weren't. And by the way, the parts that weren't good would have been good had the 2 episodes preceding this one not been, we go to a house, we face a challenge. We go to a house, we face a challenge, And I agree with you, Frosty. I love this show too.
Right.
I'm just, I play enough video games. I don't need to, have my show be like,
well,
all right, we'll go to this temple. We'll get this power. We'll go to that temple. We'll get that power.
I've been trying to get Alex to write a piece for years about how television and movies is just written like a video game. We don't watch TV or movies anymore. We just watch video games that have been adapted into a movie. Video game scripts, because they just run it through the same way. Like, I have a run of file on some type of journey that I now have to go on, but I can't get all I gotta do is go right there to go kill whoever it is that's got me all fucked up.
Yeah,
but
it is a weird.
I gotta go find this person, and then when I find them, they got all the information I need, but I need to help them do something first.
Do you guys know about the game Far Cry 4?
I do not.
So there's a thing in Far Cry 4 you can win in 10 minutes because right when it starts with you you're going somewhere and the big bad guy comes and he gets you and he takes you and he sits you at a table and he goes, "Okay, I gotta go take care of this, but you don't move." And you hear people getting shot and killed and stuff. And the entire point is you get up and you go and you start adventuring. But if you don't and you just sit there for 10 minutes, he comes back and goes, "All right, let's go." And then the game ends and you win.
Oh, what?
Great with that in a TV show. I think it'd be fucking hilarious.
That
sounds as crazy as that shopping show where you run around and grab groceries and shit and run back. That sounds crazy. All those are crazy.
Right.
But back to the show. The group uses a Oh yeah, like sorry. No, the beginning of the episode, the Salem Seven chase the Coven, who evades them using makeshift flying broomsticks after being pulled back down by the road. They enter the next trial, which takes them to a cabin in the 1980s aesthetic.
That was a gnarly ass part. Really loved that scene when they when they have to just assemble the brooms. I loved how they were just like, "Yo, snatch a fucking branch, bitch, make a fucking broom." Like at the same time, they're like, "Oh my god, I gotta make a broom. I hate this shit." But it worked.
So stereotypical, yeah.
Like, oh my god.
I also loved how the road brought him back down. It's not just like, oh, your power doesn't work, or like, oh no, something hit us and we fall. No, the road basically was just like, okay, you're up here. I'm just gonna rotate the entire world until you're back on the fucking road. I was like, that's dope.
Yeah, it was a great. Cool. That was the whole thing was dope. I do think we're gonna get a situation, or we're getting a situation that's building up towards. Oh, the power was already in you, because now they didn't have magic before allegedly, but they've been using magic. You know what I mean? Like through these trials, they've been basically using magic the whole time. So it's like,
I wonder if it's because Alice had the last trial. So is it like when you finish your trial, you get it?
No, I think that it's because they sacrificed Mrs. Hart.
I think so.
I think it's because they killed her.
No. You seem like everybody pretty much can use their magic.
But they couldn't. Remember the black witch? She's bound. The other witches, like that's how Agatha was able to convince them to come, is that they'd be able to get their power. Like they haven't had it in centuries. They're able to exist because they're witches, right? Look, man, I don't make up the rules. Okay. But my whole point is that they did a good job they're doing a good job of doing that subtly, if that is where we're headed. The
I agree with you that that's what it's going to be. Because I mean, that's just such a, not just Marvel, it's such a superhero thing, such a Disney thing. Like, what is it? Kung Fu Panda? There is no secret ingredient.
Right, exactly. What's his name? Karate Kid.
Oh yeah. Wax on, wax off.
Wax off, man. You thought you just thought you was waxing my car?
No,
Swank. Wax on, mouth off.
Who? What'd you say?
I said, put it in the comments. Hilary Swank or Ralph Macchio? Who's your karate?
Jaden Smith, stupid.
Ralph Macchio for me. Jaden Smith, that's wild. Shout out to
we got three different answers.
Shout out to Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan. Yeah, man. Oh man, put it in the comments. Who's your
favorite karate kid? Who is the karate kid?
There are no wrong answers. Then at the group uses a Ouija board and makes contact with Agatha's mother, Evanora, who was killed by her daughter in 1693, along with her previous coven.
Awkward Thanksgivings, man.
Others of the seven. Oh yeah, it's got to be really weird passing food around with that situation going on. Warning the coven to leave Agatha behind. Evanora possesses her and attacks the group. This was like an interesting.
Why do we have to leave her behind? You could just not possess her and we could leave.
Right.
Why do we need to leave her behind? Why don't you just not possess her body?
And then it's all good right now.
But then you're forgetting in that scene also to get the possession out of her body, out of Agatha's body. The Asian witch, what was her name?
Alice.
She comes over and electrifies her, hit her with the goddamn emperor. She hit her with the goddamn. She hit her with the. You know what I mean? That goddamn power.
Yeah. Dark side.
She hit her with
lightning,
the dark. Yeah, the dark lightning. But her shit was red.
And I mean, come on. Did anyone not see? Oh, Agatha's gonna steal her power. Like, of course
Right.
she is.
She stole it, but I didn't see. Oh, this bitch finna run up and just hit her with some light power. I did not see that coming because they ain't supposed to have no power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not supposed to.
But I understand, like they've completed these trials. You know, things are
so maybe after each trial you get your powers back or whatever.
I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, you know, whatever. You know what? This is also just the dudes in us talking like this because I'm telling you, females are loving this show. I
Again,
can't wait till those graphics come out. No. I'm talking
I
about
haven't transitioned
those
yet.
moments. I'm talking about those moments.
Mhm.
Those moments where we're like,
I will say, I will say that the show, like, you know, no matter what the demographic, I feel like this show has been more well received than like
more received. No,
Then
more well received.
hashtag kill Sabine. Yeah, I agree.
yeah, roll
Hashtag
tide.
Kill Sabine, or you know, Secret Invasion, or
Man.
Oh God.
even stuff like Moon Knight. Like, I feel like this has been more well received
What?
than Disney
Of course.
TV shows.
Moon Knight. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like that's
No, and
going
I'm
back
just
farther.
you just gave me
like I know,
I
right?
just-
Like you forgot. But
No,
never-
PTSD right there.
Never
Yeah, no,
forget.
I got like my heart rate went
That's-
up. I had a headache. Like
that's canon.
had to breathe. Man.
Oh,
Yeah,
We're
gave
gonna
me
see
a-
him again.
Man, I have to take. You know, the only time I've taken shots tonight is after you said something. I didn't even say anything. It's just after you said some shit that give me like the fucking heebie-jeebies. Like, oh my God. When you said the idol, I had to fucking pour a shot. Like,
You know, Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight could be great, but it just has to be.
if you get to see anything that he does, what's up with the fucking flashbacks? Oh, we just gonna cut. Anyway, we're not gonna do that.
we're not gonna. Yeah, let's
Check
not-
out the episode that we did, podcast, Drunk Banthas podcast.
We did
Moon
cover
Knight.
that back in the day.
Covered it episode by episode.
so Agatha shockingly leech kills Alice and then just runs off.
Yeah, and one of the things I really liked about this episode, about this moment, is that much like the end of the last episode, The Penguin, it really reminds us that this is a show about a villain. This is not a good person, and we're just really doubling down on what makes them like different than
But she
our
didn't
average
try to
protagonist.
kill her, and she wants to be good. She wants to be a good person. She didn't try to kill her. And
I think they're gonna do that for the end of it. Yeah.
we're forgetting that her mom tried to kill her. She tried to kill her good.
Yeah, and she's definitely doing a lot of.
And
there.
now we found out in this episode that Agatha actually did know how to control her powers. They didn't know that they were gonna get their powers sucked out when they shot her, and she didn't know that either. So she didn't really kill them.
But
They killed themselves on accident. It's like accidental murder, murder 2 or manslaughter. We're giving manslaughter. She gets 2 to 3 years, and Wanda already gave her that, right? So should be
But-
we're good,
yeah, it's like time served. You know,
right?
She was a little flippant about it
Flipping.
afterwards when she was talking to T.
Yeah.
And I want to like ask you about this, Luca, because we do get our big reveal at the end after she does kill Alice. It seems like the teen is someone we theorized all along. Well, what did you think of this reveal of Wiccan being?
I thought
Agatha all along.
I thought that was fantastic. It was such a good route to take it. Obviously, he was like one of the suspects, but I still in the moment. So that's the thing. As much as like this episode, I was like, meh. I was so into the episode that in the moment I was actually like, and it was like, yeah, that's how you fucking do it, man. Like that's a great way of doing, of bringing in a character, bringing back a character, and still, being faithful to canon. I thought it was so well done, and I was very happy that they did it. And now I'm excited to see where. So that's the thing. Now I'm excited to see what the show goes.
Yeah, I have to agree, man. I am dead ass excited about it. If I had to say it, you know what? I might as well now.
Might as well.
This might have been the best episode of the week. second best.
Okay. Out of the three that we're talking about?
Yeah, what are we talking about today?
We talked about Wait, what did we talk
about? But this might have been one of this, like, you know, we have our issues with this episode, of course, but the reveal of Billy, that is kind of sweet. That's huge. Kind of huge, and also leads to what we were talking about as far as we might get an Olsen viewing in this, and apparently she was at or is planned on being at New York Comic-Con.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? So could be one of them situations where, you know, what was her name? Natalie Portman. She was at Comic-Con one year, and everybody's like, why is Natalie Portman? Ain't no Thor movie coming out. Like, bitch, what the fuck?
You quit that a long time ago.
And then boom, like she publicly said she was not gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then she ended up doing it. So and the Olsen said she's not gonna do it, but I think she's coming back, baby.
We might get
coming back.
We might even
be fine with that.
We might
You didn't see that coming?
yeah, we might even get his brother, like Billy's brother, show up.
Oh man, now that would be crazy. I don't. Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, well, Billy's brother is Tommy.
Yeah, but he's got Quicksilver powers.
Yeah, Quicksilver is Wanda's brother.
And disturbingly, her lover in the Ultimate Universe.
What?
Yeah.
What? Let me tell you something, Alex.
They start fucking. It was gross.
That's what that was made for, right there. Anyway, yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
Like Teen being Billy / Wiccan, even just like the fact that Teen is gay was a hint. I mean, Wiccan is in canon. He is he's a gay character who actually ends up falling in love with and marrying Hulkling, and they are the first superhero couple to get married, or first gay superhero couple to get married in the comics.
Oh shit,
that's crazy. You know what?
I like it's a. Sorry, what were you about to say?
No, that's a real moment. That's a real moment. Like, we be joking, but that was some real shit.
That was a while ago. So
was it like every other Marvel? I mean, every other comic book wedding where they're about to get married and something terrible happens and everybody has to start fighting and shit?
No.
Oh, they actually went through with it.
Yeah.
Everything turned out fine. Okay, that's cool. Breaking the mold.
The mold. Othelia said the Quicksilver power, the power to see things coming. Yeah. Like, yeah, he be moving so fast. Ain't nobody, man. I wish I could do that. I'd just be coming through and just be like, boop, touch you on the ear. And you'd be like, what? Something's bothering me. And I just keep touching you on the ear.
That's your power, touching people, man?
No, I'd be so fast. I'd touch you on the ear.
Yeah,
I have Quicksilver's power. I just would touch you on the ear.
That's what you're doing with it. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
What else would I do with it?
I don't know. But
I live to bother you, Alex. That's what I'm here for.
Agatha insists that it was an accident that she killed Alice, but then the teen lashes out, and her, and as well as Lilia and Jen, who affirm that their goals are the same as Agatha's. Agatha mocks the teen by stating that he is just like his mother, and angered, he magically forces Lilia and Jen to toss Agatha in the mud trap.
What you say about my mama?
And then he blasts them. Then he blasts them in as well. As the witches sing, a headwear similar to the Scarlet Witches appears on the teen's head.
That's the drop I need, boy. That's the drop I need. Little Giants,
man. Oh gosh.
Don't you talk about my mama?
Future does a whole other episode. Yeah. What did you guys think of just like this? Because like obviously all of our main characters are not about to die here.
Unless they're really cool.
This is really hard.
It's not like I wrote the script.
Yeah, he did just kill everybody in Grotesquerie earlier.
I'd be just dead.
So we got 4 more episodes. What are we gonna do?
Start
This
over.
one lives, but missing legs.
Shout out to Swap Meet
Did you guys think
video
like?
game. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Lucas, what did you think? Sorry, Luca, what did you think of the ending of this episode? Like, Bill, you mentioned that you really liked the ending. Lucas, did you think that this was a satisfying cliffhanger?
I do. There was one part where I was like, and it was just, where's Aubrey in this? Which, by the way, one thing I forgot about earlier, when they're all flying the brooms and Aubrey does the classic witch cackle, that was fucking hilarious.
That was great.
Yeah.
But so the only question I had at the end of this was, where's Aubrey? And I'm hoping that because of the way it ended, we're gonna get a different. We are gonna break the pattern of like house trial. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. I think we're going to have my confirmation that Miss Hart is not dead.
I think back. You think so?
Yeah, because one,
She drives in a Vista Cruiser. I'm gonna be so happy.
Agatha like pretended to be her, right?
Yeah.
So that's my one, right? 2, they fell into. Well, Agatha pretended to be her, and she wasn't actually her. She was like not dead. But then, 2, then they get thrown into by Billy into the ground, sucked in, which is like basically what they did. They buried her in the ground.
Yeah.
And she almost got sucked in early in the in the second episode. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe really close to getting Miss Hart back, man.
That'll be great. It'll be great to see her.
I can't wait.
And I feel like, like TL's point that maybe even Alice is dead. Like, I feel like all these characters have potential to come back. This craziness.
It's comic books.
Yeah, it's all comic books. Nobody's really dead.
No, never. Unfortunately. Although, in main continuity, Alfred's still dead.
Oh, yeah. He'll come back.
It's been like 4 years.
Give it another 7. He'll be back.
Yeah, sometimes
they are doing something cool with him in the DC Vampires, though. He's Green Lantern now.
Oh, shit.
Hold on. Who's Green Lantern now?
Alfred?
Alfred fucking Pennyworth.
Alfred is green. Okay. I mean, okay.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
I mean, so I gotta read the comic, but like Johnny Storm, how long was he dead before they brought him back?
To be fair,
we're getting down.
Who could be better? Who's more resourceful? Who's done more jobs than?
Also, remember, this is the vampire. This is the DC versus vampires universe where lots of people are dead or vampires.
Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter. Shout out to everybody watching on Drunk Bantha's channel and NerdsAtNite. How'd you feel? Well, how'd you feel about this series so far? Where you think we're going?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Like, and I like Jeff, I'm excited about this episode specifically because I feel like it is going to shake up the monotony of the last few episodes. Like all the things I've kind of like been like, all right, I would like for us to change this now. I would like for us to change up the format. I feel like this moment like forces us into changing up the format because now they're off the road. They're seemingly dead. Now we got to go into something.
Somebody died.
Yeah, at least 3 people.
I think that everybody's coming back to life at the end type shit. Because it's a coven and like they have to sacrifice to save each other type shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they end up getting each other back because the craft is not about harming people. It's not about evil and black and dark. I mean, black and white. You know, it's about just the earth, man, and giving and peace and love and shit. So maybe at the end they will have learned their lessons. Their trials are supposed to be lessons, them facing their worst fears and shit. I think maybe, just maybe, we get everybody to come back to life because I like everybody and I want them to come back.
That would be nice. Like, because I do really like all these actors on this show, and I feel like they're all destined to die except for my main girl, Captain.
And Billy, he's gonna be in the Avengers.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be in a movie later on.
Yeah, I mean, he forms Young Avengers, so
yeah.
Also, I mean, I think it's, I don't know, to me, it's unfortunately, I feel like an obvious ending that Agatha's going to get to the end of the road. She's going to have the option to have all the power, and instead she's going to say, I just want my coven back. And then they're all going to come back to life. Yeah,
I feel like we're in for something like that. It won't be like but I don't know if I'll be completely satisfied. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of the same boat. Like, I feel like in the way that the penguin was satisfying yet predictable, like this might not be as satisfying, even though we can already see where the show is gonna.
Sorry, can you tell her, Jeff? Can you answer this question on the screen?
Yeah. So Lil Frothy asks, wait, how did you know that kid's name is Billy? So when we the hints in this episode are obviously that he's using his magic, that the magic he's using, he does very similar to the way Wanda does, with little handies, and he's using the mind control magic. But the big one was that at the end, while it's purple, he has the exact same crown that she had. The way we know his name is Billy specifically is either the comics or you just remember it from WandaVision.
Yeah. Or Doctor Strange, too.
That as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Well said.
What a tangled web we weave. I love that. I know some other people hate it, but I love how the MCU has become as crazy and convoluted as the comic books have. And
yeah, I know people. I know y'all hate
it.
I know y'all hate it, man. But listen, this is what we're gonna call the normalcy era of comic book movies. That's what, and I'm gonna call it, and television shows, because we're gonna get normal comic book kind of shit, wonky, crazy. Some of it's over here, some of it's over there, like, but it all comes back together like butt cheeks.
All right. But yeah, guys, let us know what you thought of this episode of Agatha All Along. Jeff, do you want to tell the people where they can find you on the interwebs?
Of course. Thought you'd never ask. So you can always try and Skype me at Don Cheadle's Driveway at littleDickie2.com. It's because of the hackers. You can try and find Jeff Madel on Facebook. You can try and find Jeff Madel on Facebook, at MadelJeff on Instagram. The easiest way is probably just to be here on Mondays, but also, and this is a quick one, just want to also introduce my interim producer, Carrie Ann.
Oh,
hey,
Carrie
Ann.
And if you are in Austin or the surrounding areas and you're looking to adopt a pup, she is a foster, and you can find her on Forgotten Friends TX website. So if you're looking for a really adorable pup, she's pretty great.
She looks amazing. Look how cute she is. Man, so friendly. Make sure you send that over to us, and we'll get that in the description. Everybody, make sure you go over there and check that out. And even if you don't want to adopt that dog, go over their website and see if you want to rescue an animal. I just want to hit these last comments before we get out of here.
You just had a treat. You're fine.
What's going on in the comments here?
Producer C.
Producer C.
Oh, shout out to Othelia. Shout out to Little Frothy. Shout out to Anisha. Shout out to Dylan. Shout out to.
Say hi to people.
Oh no, it's Anisha. And shout out to. I said Little Frothy. Shout out to Othelia. Shout out to everybody out there. If I didn't say your name, we love you. I forgot. Shout out to 9. Fifth Bantha says we'll catch y'all later. What were you about to say, Alex? Oh, you're about to switch it over. Excuse me.
I was
Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
I was just about to tell
man.
everybody thank you for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Please check us out on IG, TikTok, Letterboxd, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas.
Shout out to Girls and Purrs.
Shout out to Girls and Purrs. Until next time, stay safe, my little hangmen, and may the force be with you.
And also with you. That's Catholic.